Welcome to the Football Critters Podcast. I'm your host, the Otter, and with me are my co-hosts,
Bear
and the Moose.
Moosey.
Yeah, I was gonna let you say it this time.
That's fine. I love saying it. I'll say it every time.
Moosey.
Even if it's your turn, I'm still doing it. I love
just want to yank on those antlers, you know.
All right. All right, my lovely woodland creatures. Let's fucking do this. Today, we're talking power rankings again. It is past week 15 on Thursday, so the week 16 games should be starting in an hour or so, but
I think more this year than last year. Like, I feel like we know who the players are. Yeah, in the playoffs.
It was such a clusterfuck this year up until this point.
Yep.
Yeah, like probably around week 9. We still didn't know, but man, after week 15, I feel like we know who the losers and winners are.
Absolutely. Like who's giving up, who's like vying for like seeding, actually trying hard to.
Dude, some are really giving up.
Well, they want that. They're playing for number 1 pick. Apparently, like I forget which social media person was talking about this, or apparently they ran into like the Raiders head coach or something, and they said the Raiders head coach says they're playing for the number 1 seed.
Wow.
It's like,
not even shocked.
I don't know if he said it exactly like that. I'll see if I can find it, but yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's that time. I think next week I'm going to start draft prep.
Oh yeah, we got to start early this year.
Oh, absolutely. After last year, oh my god. The problem is like we're seeing a lot of guys stay. I mean, I was shocked when I found out Alar was going to stay another year, and there's a lot of others too. I think I got to see, but I think Cam Ward has to go in the draft this year. But there's a few others like what's his name? The kid from Texas. He's thinking about staying.
Interesting. Even though Manning's there.
Yeah, I was gonna say. No, he's gonna transfer.
Manning's transferring, or the other dude?
The other dude.
I was actually wondering, Ewers or whatever his name is.
Yeah, Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was wondering what his draft stock was going to be with Manning.
I don't think he's that good.
Yeah, well, that's what I was getting at, because when it seems like when Archie comes in, he's been playing better. But
the thing that's weird is like how athletic Archie is. Like I was not expecting that. Very athletic compared to the other Mannings. Like it's very different. Not the Manning I'm used to.
And I would love to continue this conversation.
Yeah, I was going to say more, but I was like, we need to get this rankings going.
Sorry.
Yeah, let's get this show going. So our number 32 team isn't too surprising. We have the New York Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah. Danny DeVito.
Is he still starting?
Is it Danny or Tommy DeVito?
Whatever it is.
Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, the starting QB for the New York Giants.
Danny DeVito.
Now, oh my God.
Cannot believe it said that. Well, you know.
Dude, I wish it would be at least more entertaining than watching.
Oh my God, that would die.
He's so bad I can't even remember his name. Not that Drew Lock looked much better.
Yeah.
No, he looked like garbage too.
Yes, he did.
Garbage. Yeah, it's kind of sad to see where, like, because I think I like a lot of the young pieces on this team. Like the young players, like this whole draft is looking pretty good for them, offensively and defensively. So they have like an awesome point of the future. It's just their O-line is absolutely shreked with injuries, and obviously the QB problem is extremely obvious.
Yeah, I'm gonna I think it will be exciting in the near future for them because of all the young talent that they have. But as of right now, that's why I put them at 32, because they're just really bad, and it's just not even fun to watch them.
Yeah, no, it isn't. Like other than just watching Malik Neighbors like put on a show.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like I said, this defense can do some work. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the coach and GM stick around one more year? Or
I don't think they should. I think they should clear house, but I don't think they will. I mean, they've already said that, like, oh, your jobs are safe for next year. But, like, I don't know how much more the GM could have fucked up. I really don't. Like, if they don't fire him, it's like we need to fire the owner. We need to do something.
Only you
Just
could
take it from him. Just yank it.
grab the means of production.
Yeah.
I'm still down for them to have one more year with them, especially considering how I liked how Joe Shane did the free agency this year, and I liked their draft. So I'm down to see if they can build upon that, and then hopefully with an upcoming quarterback, see what the head coach can do, Brian Dable.
I mean,
more time.
I kind of want to like understand where you're coming from here, but like, what did you like that he did?
What, with the off season?
Yeah.
Like I said, the draft I thought was really crisp, and I like that they tried to build up the O line because they, especially given the money they were putting into everything, just kind of just building it up from the foundation. You know.
I also agree. I think as long as the next year there's improvement, then I mean I don't see a reason why you would get rid of the coach and the GM this year, but because they just had a lot of bad luck. But
yeah,
you know,
Brian
and like
and all that too. Like they did nothing but improve the team this year.
I just feel like the way they did Daniel Jones and the way they handled the Saquon situation, and just there's just many things I look at, and I'm just like, I just think it would be easier to clean house.
Was Daniel Jones this GM's decision to sign him? Or was that the last one?
Yes, it was.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, it was. I'm like 90% sure. Let me.
I thought he inherited it.
Yeah, I thought he inherited it too.
You actually might be right. Actually, no.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, because Brian Dable. When did Brian Dable had Daniel Jones his first year, and they signed him after that. When did Joe Shane become GM? Did he come
it was
after?
Like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, I thought it was 2 years ago.
It was 2022 and 2022. So it was the very first year they both were hired at the same time, and Brian Dable took Daniel Jones to the playoffs, and they won a game against the Vikings. So they both. Joe Shane signed him.
Okay.
Oof.
And
yeah, that's a really bad decision.
Saquon.
Well, then that's definitely fireable.
So, that part I didn't like, but like I said, this last year they have one more year on their contract. I'm pretty sure. So you might let them play it out, see if they can build upon what they're doing, actually make the team their way, and try to do band-aids, and then see how it goes.
Yeah, what really fucked them over was the Daniel Jones contract. I mean,
I agree.
Because after they did that, they were just kind of stuck this year dealing with it, which led to the whole Saquon thing and, the offensive line deals and stuff like that. So I think that's really what fucked them over this year was Daniel Jones.
They're paying for their past decisions, not their past year's decisions.
I mean, I still think he made them a better team as of now than what we're seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, now they're just giving up.
Well, they're in position for a QB which they don't have, so they're going to.
Like, and obviously, I'm not like the biggest fan of Daniel Jones. Obviously, at the same time, I just think the move that late in the season just seems kind of useless.
Yeah, I mean,
I just don't see the
obviously.
benefit.
Well, the benefit is that they get a better draft spot because Daniel Jones obviously is not the answer for the future, and they were going to bench him because they knew that he wasn't the answer, and there's no point of starting him, so they just cut him, and he went to the Vikings.
Well, he asked to be cut.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, did he?
Yeah. Once they benched him, he asked to be cut. So, because they were like, yeah, go for it, and then he wanted to sign with the contender after that. That's why.
Which makes no sense to me, but hey, whatever, man.
He wants to go win the Super Bowl,
Yeah. On the bench, I guess. Sure, good for you, man.
Give me that ring.
Participation trophies.
Makes no sense. He could have went to the Raiders and started, and at least tried to prove himself, but nope.
He would have got killed, though.
Yeah, probably. I'm just saying, like, it just makes no sense to me that you want to
take the year off to think about things. Think about your future.
Yeah, that makes more sense too. Yeah.
Yeah, go on a gap year.
That would make more sense than going to a team to ride the bench. But hey,
Anyway,
He's like, I can beat Sam Darnold.
yeah,
all right, let's move on. Everyone, nothing else on the Giants, right?
no,
All right, well then, number 31, the Jacksonville Jaguars.
yeah, another sad team.
As soon
to
as
watch.
Trevor Lawrence went down, yeah, it was a bad team turned badder.
Yeah,
and I think we know now. Like it's a lot of it is coaching. I mean, he's
Yep, I've been saying
obviously
that
going to
for a
be
while.
fired. No,
Yeah.
you're right,
Mhm.
but I had to definitely give it some time. Hey, I'm not afraid to admit.
Yeah, no,
But-
It's just funny hearing the Moose just be like, "Oh, I've been saying this for
yeah,
a while."
No, I mean you were right, but I needed to see more to really come to that.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just I feel like I've just repeating myself. It just feels like a team that doesn't have a direction or a goal, and it's like I said, it's just sad to watch.
Yeah,
when
it's not even just the coaching. Like, it's got to be the GM too. It's got to go. Like,
yeah,
they built nothing from this team.
yeah. The only bright
biggest
spot is
problem.
Brian Thomas.
Yeah.
Oh, Brian Thomas is probably the only thing they've done,
Yeah,
other than obviously getting Trevor Lawrence, which I thought was still good. But
No, it's
Yeah, the
hard to
number one-
mess up the first pick in the draft.
exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Unless you're the Browns.
yeah.
Trent Baalke got to go. I think Doug's got to go.
Mhm.
Get everything fresh. But I don't know. I like the fact that Mac Jones is showing some things that he's had in the Patriots recently from his
Yeah.
rookie year and
He's-
after.
But he had
He's-
some hot spots as a Patriot as well. So
Well, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying that in a positive way. I'm sorry.
okay.
Yeah,
I am agreeing with you.
He's gonna be a great backup in the future.
Mm-hmm. And he is a good backup. He's taking over for Lawrence, and he's
definitely.
he's backing up.
Yeah. I just didn't want you guys to get too excited because he's still a backup.
No. You're right. Temper those expectations. Always temper those expectations.
Mhm.
I think the defense has been playing better recently,
Yeah.
but not
Still no defense.
great.
That secondary is just so bad.
Yeah.
It's so hard to talk about this team.
Yeah, I know because it's just so depressing.
It really is.
Right away, their left tackle. A lot of their guys have been coming back, like basically on injury.
They have a lot of work to do for next year.
Yeah, they do, and they've kind of played themselves out of the number one seed or number one spot, not seed, for the draft. So,
And I'm pretty sure they have a lot of people up on contracts this year too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they're probably gonna be in some kind of rebuild mode.
Yeah, they have to.
they haven't built enough out of this team. Like you said, Moose, like it's the dysfunctions from the coaching down.
Mhm.
Well, owner down pretty much, but
Yeah. I was gonna say the owner hasn't been the greatest either.
Never has been.
So who's next?
God damn, this
I can't do
I guess
this. I can't do this anymore. I feel like I'm making fun of something I shouldn't. Like,
Yeah.
just feels wrong. Like it's just
Yeah, I mean, future wise,
I don't
'Cause
even
they're
know
gonna
where to
be-
begin.
because at least the Giants have some foundation that they can build upon based off what
Yep.
they did last year.
Oh yeah, they still have like key star players. Like the problem with the Jaguars is who's their best player? I guess
mean,
Lawrence, but
It's going to be Lawrence and potentially Thomas next year if he continues to develop the way he has. But
Yeah.
other than that, like,
And Josh Allen.
like
oh yeah, Josh Hines.
Yeah, they have Josh
Hines, Allen. So
it just.
they have a couple stars, not like superstars, but they got stars.
I mean, I could be completely wrong about this, but I just feel like Lawrence is regressing.
It's
still
so
gonna
tough
put
to
it-
say.
Yeah, I'm still going to put it on the coaching and the receivers. Other than Thomas, he let him down so much a lot of the time.
And they
Yeah,
spent a lot of
exactly.
money there. I mean, between Ingram
You're right.
and
Crazy people.
like,
I mean, I
they
like
didn't-
Evan
They
Ingram.
didn't go cheap. Like they tried to
Mhm.
make it work.
Yeah.
I do like when Evan Ingram actually is healthy, but the problem is that he's always hurt. They had some questionable decisions on signing weapons for Lawrence for the amount of money that they paid, and it's kind of just showing that.
Yeah, with a coaching staff that doesn't know how to use him half the time.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
Me and the Otter were talking about this, but I wonder if this is it for Ingram. This second big injury in a
Retirement.
row. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I mean, I don't think that's
that'd be kind of sad.
unrealistic.
Yeah, that'd be sad.
God,
Yeah.
this is bringing our moods down.
Yeah.
You gotta start talking
well,
about some good teams.
Let's talk about something less depressing. Oh, hold on, never mind. Number 30, the Las Vegas Raiders.
Ugh. God damn it.
This
God,
is supposed to be fun for us. Not supposed to put us in therapy.
I think the fans themselves are probably going to need more therapy than we would.
Yeah, exactly. Brock Bowers, though.
Oh my God, Brock Bowers.
He's insane.
I have never seen a tight end like Brock Bowers start off the way he has, other than, last year.
Yeah, but even Laporta didn't play that well. I mean,
I agree.
Like,
this is like generational kind of thing.
Like, you could argue he could be the best pass catcher from that draft.
Overall? Yeah.
Overall. And think of the names like Neighbors. I mean, Brian Thomas, how he's playing,
even McConkey,
Yeah, McConkey. Absolutely.
But yeah, I would have to agree with you. Like, as a receiving weapon, like his hands, his way to get open, his consistency.
Just so annoying.
Like, you wouldn't, and he can line up anywhere. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, and he's the only good player on that offense.
Yeah. Yeah, the O-lines hasn't been as good as I hoped. Like, they had pieces that were good in the past that aren't, playing as well anymore.
And to add to it, I think Crosby's out for the season, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, oh, wow.
Their defense is decimated by injuries.
Yeah, there's that too.
Because Christian Wilkins is on IR as well as, I mean...
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they haven't been very strong at the end of this year, though. They still play like feisty. Mm-hmm. It's just, you just know they just don't have the horses anymore. And I mean, I think they're fine with that.
They're always going to play feisty.
Yeah.
That's just what they are.
I know. It's kind of like the distinction of why they're not like at the bottom for me.
Yeah.
But
do you guys know how Tyree Wilson's been playing?
Better.
I thought he was playing good like earlier this year, but
I've heard.
I haven't seen enough recent to really say something fairly.
God, they're starting defenses like no-name people. It's crazy.
I mean, it usually is.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's something new. Like, ooh, a lot of guys who are going to be gym teachers in a year.
They got a lot of work to do too.
Yeah, and I'm still not sold on the head coach. Like, I don't even know if I'd want to bring him back next year.
No.
Probably not. I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah, but I think Aiden O'Connell played himself into a solid backup territory, though. Like, I really enjoyed watching him play recently. I was actually pretty sad that he got hurt the way he did. And I'm happy he's actually healthy. He's going to start this week.
Yeah, he is.
They still got one more year on what's-his-face's contract, right? On Uncle Rico. They're going to cut him.
Yeah, but I think they did most of it up front, so they can release him with no problem anyway. Yeah.
God,
they're playing for the number one, just like the Giants. And I think if I'm a QB going early, I think I'd prefer to go to the Giants.
Oh, I agree.
Raiders. Yeah, definitely.
But
I mean, their offensive line has gotten better this year. I mean, I definitely want to give them that. Like, they went from a pretty garbage offensive line to, I would say, a semi-good. I mean, they made some improvements. I mean, the defense has definitely gotten better. It's just Adams wanted out, and all they have is Jacoby, and well, I mean, they have Bowers now, but they still need more weapons.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely think they need an upgrade at running back.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, definitely.
100%. But
it's pretty depressing.
So it will be fun if or when they ever get good. Hopefully hopefully that changes. I heard that if they do, one rumor was that if they do get rid of the coach, Deion Sanders was a potential
Oh my god, no way.
head coach for them.
Oh, I can't wait for this shit show.
He's been
Who
over
can't
there
even win in college?
Yeah, exactly.
especially if
for
his son
Raiders
gets picked up.
Yeah, oh my god. For Raiders fans, I really hope that does not happen.
Be crazy. I kind of
They've
want
been-
it to happen
they've been-
just for the lulls. But
They've been through enough.
Come on, what's another 10 more years?
That's so depressing.
That's not nice. That could be your team.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be any, that could be any of us.
Anyway, all right, let's move on to the number 30 team. Ugh. Let's see what we just did. 32, 31, 29 might be. The Tennessee Titans.
Yuck.
Yeah, if Will Levis is still starting, this honestly kind of should be a little bit lower. But
Yeah. Oh god, he's
Mason
so
Rudolph is
funny.
starting.
Mason Rudolph starting, I like where they're at. At least
Yeah.
he can stabilize the offense.
Will Levis is still just so funny. Like just his reactions and stuff. Like
He's
there's a new one that just came out of him getting like stiff armed on the sideline or whatever. It was just like, ugh. He's just comedy gold, man.
to look some up.
I mean,
then.
he's gonna be the CEO of Hellman's. Like that's just what's gonna happen.
He's got tons of things lined up. But I don't know if he's gonna be famous enough for it.
Yeah.
I think if he like
I mean, Tim
made the
Tebow
playoff.
still shows up all over the place. So
he's like, hey, remember that guy who sucked for the Titans? Yeah, he's still on doing Hellman shit.
he just still loves mayo. Hey, remember the mayo guy?
Another team that has a lot of work to do for next year.
I
Ah,
love
do
their
they?
defense though. I love their defense.
Yeah, on the offensive side. That's what my next sentence is going to be. On the offensive side.
I really don't think they're that bad. I mean, obviously they need a quarterback.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think the team is like absolutely awful.
No,
I
I
think they
I
can turn
agree
this
with,
around without sacrificing a lot.
I think they would have won more games if Will Levis wasn't playing in like half of them.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Mason Rudolph isn't a starting quarterback, but like,
Mhm.
Yeah, but he's still more of a quarterback, I think, than Will Levis is.
yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah,
I
Mason
just-
At least in the
Rudolph
sense
has
he's not
pick
going to
sixes
lose a
every
game for you. Like he won't win
Yeah.
the game for you, but he's not going to
Yeah.
lose it like Will Levis did.
But I think, they addressed a lot of their weaknesses in the offseason. Like, I think their offensive line's gotten better. I mean, they've got plenty of weapons, and they've been building up some draft capital now that they
That's
traded
true.
away
Hanging around.
Hopkins. The defense got stronger when they traded for Snead. Like, they made some good moves. Like, I think these were smart moves that, if they can draft a quarterback this year or maybe get somebody in free agency, like, maybe they can turn it around. Who knows? Maybe they'll get Kirk Cousins. We
I was
don't know.
literally going to say that he might be available. Their new Tannehill.
Oh no.
Well, we'll get to him later.
Yeah, exactly.
But I doubt it'll be long from now, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, who's next up?
Man, guys are quick. All right, number
This is just too depressing. I feel like I need a cigarette break.
Yeah, we need fun.
number 28. The New England more fun Patriots.
I mean, they're in a rebuild year. It's
Also, but also not fun to talk about. I mean, other than Drake May, like Drake May is some solid fun. If you're just watching Drake May play and have like no hope for them to win the game,
Mhm.
like he's been much better than I thought. Now I don't think he's still great because most of the shit's broken plays, and I still don't know how teams haven't like figured out how athletic he is. Once they figure it out and they give him real weapons, he can actually like stay in the pocket for more than 2 seconds. I think he'll. That's when I think his real development will show.
I'm starting to already wonder about the coaching staff. Maybe it's too soon, but like they just look like they have regressed every game. The more I've watched, I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it's hard to say just because the roster is so decrepit and or hurt on the defensive side. Like defenses is absolutely wrecked aside from Gonzalez.
Yeah, but he's been off and on injury too.
He has been, but when he's on the field, he's been so solid.
We could have had him.
Coulda.
I'll never let that one down.
But
I'm still mad.
But with the O-line playing the way it is and the weapons that Drake May has, like I don't see him really even developing other than just like understanding the speed of the NFL at this point, because he's just running for his life half the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean they're one of the worst offensive lines I've seen in a long time.
I can think of like maybe 2 on par off the top of my head, maybe 3. You can't expect a rookie quarterback to handle that.
Yeah, it's hard to judge the coaching staff too, because I feel like they're just in a tank mode now where they just want to get a better draft spot too.
These next 3 weeks are going to be so interesting when it comes to if your team is in that position where you're trying to get a good draft spot.
Mm-hmm.
You're hoping your team loses every game, which sucks to say, but
yeah, definitely.
I mean, the sad thing is, it's like I kind of wonder if they're actually in a tank mode, or if they're just playing that bad.
I mean,
probably a mix of both.
I mean, they have their QB, so they don't need a tank for one. They could get the best like non-QB in the class the further they go down, or trade their picks to get more to rebuild their team.
Mm-hmm.
So there's good reason to do either, but I hate that aspect of the concept of tanking, but I get it.
True.
And I mean, I know it's so early, and I'm obviously gonna fall in love with guys later, but this might not be the year to want to tank. I think we just had so much talent last year. We've seen this in the past where we'll have a really good draft, and then the year after is just flat.
Well, if they're gonna do it, they better just pick the best O lineman. I think they just need to build around Drake May first, and then go from there.
Yeah, I mean they got 2 young wide receivers that still have potential to get better. We haven't seen it, but I mean, there's still time. Any cigarette.
This episode is brought to you by Marlboros.
Whoa.
Is that not your style? Oh yeah, sorry. Gotta connect to the young people.
Yeah. Yeah, I heard they got a new Skittles flavor. It's
there you go,
great.
buddy. With your Sour Patch Kid energy drinks.
Oh my god.
All right, let's move on to from the Patriots. We'll go to number 27, the Cleveland Browns. Yeah,
they look good for a second.
Yeah.
Jameis had his one game, and then he Jameised all over the place.
Yeah.
I don't like how you said that.
He kept Jameising all
over. Like that.
He just Jameised all over the place.
I feel like I'm an Uber driver that's in a bad situation all of a sudden.
There you go. I didn't know what you were referring to, but I'm not going to spell it out. We'll research it. If you want to know, type in.
Look it up on your own time.
Jameis, Uber driver. Done. Yeah. All right. Continue.
Just look up Jameis.
Yeah, this team tanked in my rankings as soon as Dorian Thompson-Robinson was starting, I guess.
Yeah,
it might be an upgrade.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. I'm rooting for him, but
I am too. Like, I actually didn't mind him in the draft. Yeah. I didn't hate him, but I haven't seen anything out of him. I couldn't even consider him a backup at this point right now.
Really?
At this point, this will be.
I don't think that's unfair.
These next 4 weeks will definitely do it. Like, a year of development has just passed him by. He's been sitting on the bench for 2 years for the most part, and every time he's been in, it's been terrible.
Yeah.
So
that's fine.
We'll see. But anyway, Myles Garrett's okay, right? He just got poked in the eye, right?
I think.
Yeah, so. I couldn't. So I watched that play a few times. I can't see where he got poked because it looks like he got touched outside the helmet. I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but I just don't see it.
Apparently, the people on the field thought it was bad because somebody's finger.
His reaction. His reaction made it seem like. Bad.
Yeah, like they ripped it out, but I don't know. This defense is always going to be a force with him on the field.
Yeah.
Denzel Ward has been playing out of his mind this year. The rest of
Well,
the team, I wish I could say the same.
Jerry Judy. He's
Oh,
looking
and
pretty
Jerry Judy. Okay, you're
Yeah.
right. Jerry Judy, you are right. Has been
Mhm.
playing out of his mind too. Those three. Other than that, like I like Martin Emerson a lot, but he hasn't
I
been
do
playing
too.
very well. Newsom, same verse, second verse is same as the first. Is it? I think they'll get better next year. I really do. I think the defense I'm not worried about.
Well,
No,
you know,
really.
my biggest issue is that offensive line. It's only getting older,
Uh-huh.
and I think which one is it? Their one tackle, like said he doesn't even want to be on the team anymore.
Was it
So they're not even
Conklin?
playing him. No, the other one, and he's on his
Willis
last year of his.
or Wills?
Yeah, Wills. Yeah, Jedrick Wills.
Oh well, yeah.
He's on the last year of his contract. He'll get paid in the offseason.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
will definitely.
offensive linemen always do.
Yeah, and they need a running back.
Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I'm not giving up on Chubb yet.
Uh,
I'd still would want an insurance policy.
yeah, exactly.
Like, just pick one up in the second round. Could at least alleviate those old bones,
Well, the
Those
one
old
thing I think,
bones, those old knees.
the one thing I can almost tell you right now that this class is going to have is it's going to have running backs. And I'm not just saying
yeah.
it because of Genty. Like, I think there's other ones that'll be worthwhile.
Yeah, it's going to be O-line and running backs. And, I think more weapons
Safeties.
that's not Judy, safeties for them.
Definitely looks like there's going to be safeties.
Hell, I wouldn't even doubt a QB if they could.
Yeah,
Don't think they'll get one, but I wouldn't put it past.
God, it's crazy how bad that Deshaun Watson deal was.
I know.
It's like mind-bogglingly bad.
Like we'll never see that again in history.
Yeah,
I did not think Watson would play up to that deal, but I did not think he would play it to the proportion of terrible that he did.
Yeah, exactly. And he just keeps getting injured on top of that. And it's just
he's making like how much money a game, basically.
Yeah, exactly. For literally nothing.
I mean, I'm hoping for Browns fans that they actually do try to move on from him, just so in like 2 years from now, we're not even gonna like bring it up every time we talk about the Browns.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean, Jameis Winston is not the answer.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, yeah, obviously. It's
I'm curious
it's a
where he goes.
Yeah, it's a fun thing to talk about and watch, but he's obviously not a starter in the NFL.
Yep.
Yeah, it hurt watching the Steelers lose to him. That one hurt.
It was a snow game. You get a pass.
No, that's not how that works.
I mean, the record doesn't, but I'm gonna give you a pass. It works for me.
I'm glad you can make it work.
There you go. You're welcome.
It was a classic Jameis Winston game.
All right. Let's move on to number 26, the New Orleans Saints. It's not the Saints. It is actually the Cowboys. That's better. That's better.
They're in rebuild.
They're gonna have a lot of money next year.
Are they?
Yeah, apparently.
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do bad enough to get Genty.
How are they gonna have enough money? How are they gonna have a lot of money next year?
Apparently, a lot of people are coming off coming off of contracts.
Because I feel like aren't they gonna pay Parsons on top of it though?
Yeah, well, they got to pay him, but
I can't believe how pouty he's been.
I can.
Yeah, I'm not surprised at all.
He's like a diva wide receiver in an edge rusher's body.
Yep. Ever since he started that podcast, it's become just so evident.
I haven't even watched it, to be honest.
Yeah, me either. I just
don't waste your time.
Yeah, exactly. he just complains the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, they're gonna pay him. They paying Dak $60 million and CeeDee Lamb a fuck ton of money. So they're gonna have to build the rest of the team. I mean, they might have more money, but it's got to be dispersed very well.
Yeah, definitely, because they got a lot of things to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, luckily they've always been good drafters for the most part. Like, haven't hated pretty much many of their drafts.
I don't know if I'll agree, but
I mean, even the ones that I didn't like, they still ended up pretty decent. At least I thought. Other than the Mozzie Smith one, I thought was the only glaring.
They've done that a lot, though.
They get a lot out of their day 2 and 3 picks, though. Like I didn't think DeMarvin Overshown was going to be as good as he was.
Yeah,
He looked like
he's
he
playing
looked like
lights
a
out.
real piece until he got hurt.
And I
yeah,
loved
definitely.
him.
Like I was like, holy shit! That play again. What was it on the against the Giants?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Mhm.
I hope that's not his highlight of his whole career because I want to see more shit like that.
And the thing I really liked about him was how versatile he is. I mean, he could cover, he could play the run in college. Like there was just so much to like.
Yeah. No, I totally get it. I thought it was all. I didn't think it would translate that well, but
No,
it definitely did. At least in his playmaking sense. Yeah,
right, who's
it's
next?
kind of crazy because like I think I had
Sorry.
the Cowboys like at 31 or 32 last time just because of Dak, but Cooper Rush is kind of surprising me on how he's setting up this offense. Like
Oh, he's a good backup.
yeah, he did that. See, I don't know why I had so little faith in him when he did the same thing when Dak got hurt like 2 years ago.
Yep.
And then on top of it, the defense was getting healthier. Like Parsons was coming back. As much as everyone likes to bash on Diggs, like he's still a good corner, and at least better than what they had. Deron Bland came back too, though I don't think he's playing that good, but still healthier. Healthy is the key word here.
Yeah, true.
I mean, the whole reason their defense is playing as good as it is now is just Parsons is still wrecking shop. So, and they've done a little bit better with their run defense.
Parsons definitely changed that defense, as he should.
Anywho, kudos to Cooper. I appreciate your efforts. Moving on to number 25.
I hope you hear that.
The Chicago Bears.
He's like, wow.
My opinion matters, guys.
Wow, somebody likes me.
Oh man, I was gonna make a shitty joke, but I'll just move on. 25.
I mean, I had a joke too, but I'm not going any further.
Chicago Bears are number 25.
Another shitty joke.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, they definitely need to invest in a line and figure out coaching. But
oh my god, yeah. And yeah, even getting rid of Eberflus was he was a terrible situational coach, but his defense was always great.
Yeah.
Since he's gone, like that defense has been not what they've been bargained for.
Yeah, I agree with getting rid of him, but getting rid of him mid-season I feel like wasn't a good idea. But
yeah, at least have some stability for people to learn around.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, like I think they had because they fired Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, first, and they what was it, the passing game coordinator got hired to replace him for that time, and things looked better for the offense. So like overall, as soon as Eberflus gets fired, he got promoted again to interim head coach, which I think is insane.
Yeah, definitely.
From passing coordinator to that. Yeah, and then now he's got to learn head coaching duties on top of just trying to be a OC.
Yeah,
and now the offense takes a crap again. And
the Bears are barren.
Bears are barren right now, and Caleb is not helping the situation at all either.
Yeah,
like the O-line is bad, but he's holding the ball for like ever.
Yeah, he's trying to play.
This was my biggest issue with him going in the draft. I mean,
I thought it was his fingernails, but okay.
I mean, maybe crying in mommy's arms, but
anyway, yeah, I agree.
Like
I mean, that was my problem too. That was my biggest issue with him.
You loved him.
I still love him.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not saying he didn't have issues. I had Drake May at a similar grade as him. I just liked Caleb more. Yeah, I mean, it's not like they both didn't have problems, and they both still have problems.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's just the Bears are such a shit show right now, just as an organization.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard for me to, like, I'm not, I actually have more worries than I did when he got drafted, but, I mean, I'm not giving up on him yet.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But we got to see if the Bears, continue to bear.
Yeah, exactly.
Over the offseason, too. So we'll have to see for that. But it is a shame, like, with everything going, like, the defense is going down, and the constant changing. The offense is not performing.
And they really
So-
loaded up this team. I mean,
Yeah.
in the offseason, like they gave them a lot of tools to get the job done.
Yep.
Yeah,
You give
I
them
just
a
think.
coach that knows how to use those tools.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they don't even know how to call protections. And apparently the coaching also, I don't know if you guys heard this, but didn't even tell Caleb what the drop steps were for the plays. They never told him that.
Nice.
Like that's like day one.
Yeah, exactly. They taught him how to slide though.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
At least he's not getting hurt.
Hey, we taught him how to slide. That's all we had to do.
Insane.
Oh God. Yeah. Like I said,
I don't know how true that is, but like it was
Yeah.
a leak or whatever, or someone just like, whatever. But if that is
Mhm.
true, that's
Yeah,
you should have been
that's pretty
fired after that day.
Mhm.
Decided not to teach him that stuff or
Yeah.
tell him it.
I'm hoping. I don't know. It's probably like a far fetched idea. I'm hoping Kyle Shanahan goes to the Bears. I feel like that'd be
Kyle
fun.
Shanahan. I'm thinking the Lions OC.
That'd be fun too.
Why do you think Shanahan?
Because I don't know. There's rumors that they might not stick with him.
They should. They should
I
stick
find
with him
it
until it's
weird.
like obvious that he's not good anymore.
They're pretty forgiving.
I mean, they stuck with him through harsher things than this year. Like
Yeah.
his
I
first
just-
two,
They
3
kept John Lynch through his big mistake. I mean,
I think it's mostly just like the lack of winning everything. I guess for
but
this
it's
long.
not.
I also have a hard feeling that Shanahan would hate Williams as his quarterback.
Yeah.
Like I think he would despise his play style.
Yeah,
Maybe.
I definitely feel that as well. He definitely
Like,
doesn't
maybe-
feel like a Shanahan guy.
Maybe the Colts head coach would like him though. I think
Yeah.
that would be good, but that's not happening anytime soon.
Do you think he'd like that quarterback though?
I think so. He likes mobile guys with arm talent.
Mhm.
Wow, maybe not. Does arm talent exist?
Yeah, I was going to
with
say,
Anthony
is it arm
Richardson
talent?
or Jalen Hurts? Maybe not, but he'd have more arm talent than those two, though. That's for sure. Anyway, anything else on the Bears?
No, sir.
All right, let's go move on to number 24, the New York Jets.
Mhm.
If it wasn't for the last 2 weeks, they probably would be even further down. Rodgers is healthier. He's clicking with his receivers, finally. Too little, too late.
Yeah, exactly.
All it took was having star-studded wide receivers and running backs all around him.
Well, the running backs were hurt, so... And,
Dude, he's got so many weapons. I can't.
oh, yeah, I'm not saying that part. I'm just saying the running back part. I agree with you on the weapons part. He's very particular about his wide receivers.
He only likes the ones that kiss him on the mouth.
Dear diary. Anyway, so he's been playing better, so the team's looking a lot better. Defense is obviously taking like 3 steps down.
I don't even know. I guess because Sal is not there anymore. But
Yeah, you guys might call me crazy. I think you keep Rodgers for one more year of his his last year's
Oof.
contract.
I strongly disagree.
I know you were gonna say that, but I think if you can keep the weapons around him, build up the rapport for one more year, he's one more year off that injury. I think, and you give him like an OC that knows what the hell he's doing.
I don't even think he wants to play for one more year.
Well, I think he wants to play another year. He has already said he wants to play another year. Now, whether it's for the Jets, different question.
That'd
I
be
think
crazy if they
I
switched
think
him.
initially the Jets might not even want him there for next year, but I think I personally think they should keep him for one more year.
yeah, I could see that. I don't know. He's
What
just
else are you gonna do? Like,
I would-
you're
I
not
would
gonna
like to
get
see-
anybody
exact-
else.
Yeah, exactly.
I would like to see him mentor Jordan Travis for another year. Maybe he can get
Ooh,
a chance.
yeah, there you go. Unless Jordan Travis like shows like real development over this, like, because they've seen him practice every day. They see like real development out of him, then maybe I'd be like, all right, just get rid of him. Like if you were like convinced Jordan Travis is the guy.
I mean, I don't even know if
practice
he's
every
been
day.
activated this year yet. That's the only thing.
They probably didn't, just to give him a full year's recovery, and that way he wouldn't count as a roster spot for anything. But
I actually
probably,
forgot that they got him.
yeah,
I
Was it
did.
6th round or something.
Mm.
What a steal. Still waiting on Hendon Hooker though.
I mean, if they
Might be
are
waiting
going to
for a
get a
lot
new
longer.
QB, I don't think they're not in the worst situation either. It really is going to depend on the coaching they bring in.
Yeah, they don't need to rebuild. Like they've
Yeah.
got a pretty decent team around them. They've drafted well. They might even have some draft capital to trade for. I mean,
That's true. That is true.
they've got decent depth all over the place.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they just need to get a good head coach in there.
I think they did have one. I don't
True.
know, man.
Very true.
I really don't think Saleh was that bad. Like I was
No,
pretty
no,
shocked
no.
when they fired him.
Yeah, definitely. So
That's
is most
just,
people.
yeah. The owner was just trying to fix anything and any like
Fixed.
this was the year they were supposed to go to the playoffs.
Mhm.
Like they were totally convinced like that's your goal this year or you're done. So
Yeah, the owner is a weird guy.
Yeah, he is.
always those New York owners, man.
Yeah, exactly.
But I am. It all depends on what they do this offseason, but I am genuinely like I think they could make noise next year depending on what they do. They're not far
Oh
from
yeah.
being a playoff team than what I think most people will think. So
Mhm.
I mean, I think when we look at our preseason power rankings next year, they'll easily be on the board.
yeah, they'll definitely be within under 32. That's for sure. Sorry, I just couldn't help myself. You said on the board, so they'll be on.
God. As if this wasn't dry enough.
All right. Well, we got to do it somehow. Like we got to spice this thing up.
Yeah.
And nothing spicier than number 23, the Carolina Panthers.
Dude, they're so spicy.
Super spicy, like Russell Wilson, man.
Well, I was gonna say like banana peppers on Russell Wilson's fucking hoagie.
Hey, you put some respect on Bryce Young's name.
Yeah, exactly.
He's been playing awesome recently.
He really has.
Yeah, I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen. I mean, I wasn't expecting this so soon.
I was like, just about time. Right as they were about to give up on him.
Yeah, very true.
Like he had to bring it out now or he was donezo.
Yep.
And he just looks like he's just playing loose and just having fun and just staying within.
Like
and
a first round pick?
Playing like a first round pick. He's playing better than Stroud is right now.
True.
Well, you know,
except for last.
He's having a slump.
Last game.
Give him a break.
No.
I agree.
He's also got a pretty rough offensive line.
Well, I agree with that. And the Panthers' offensive line, I think, is pretty great, pretty good.
Oh yeah, they've got guys all over the place.
I mean, obviously, I think they still need to develop their weapons for the Panthers. But
yeah, I was just about to say that they just need to get another weapon for him. Adam is only getting older.
Did you guys see that video of Xavier Leggett talking about how he hunts raccoons?
Yeah.
God, it was so great.
Great.
I love that guy so much.
Yeah.
He could talk about anything, and I'd probably just enjoy hearing him talk.
Yeah, exactly.
I was telling my wife about him, and I was like, I loved this guy going in the draft. She's like, that guy? I'm like, yes, that guy.
He's the voice of what Southern Charm is what I imagine sounded like.
Yeah, it's to such an extreme. I'm like, is he faking it?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, like because it's so extreme. Like it's crazy. But yeah, I also love him. He's great.
And it's a real shame that he dropped that pass against the Eagles because I think that would have cemented him as, you know, at least a successful rookie wide receiver pick for them.
Yeah,
this year.
I'm not too. Yeah,
he's been very hot or cold.
Well, I think the quarterback play has been very hot or cold. I think it's very fair to judge him that way.
Even when the opportunities are there, though, he's also hot or cold, though. Like, it's compounding problems. It's not strictly just on the QB a lot of the time. It is a big part of it, for sure, but like, when the opportunities are there, he also... Like, I always considered him, like, his hand's supposed to be great, and he's not really shown that this year. like I said, like he was a development piece anyway. So it wasn't. If he did show this like those great features by the end of the year, I would have been way above my expectations already. So
Yeah, I'm not worried about him in the future.
yeah,
As long
exactly.
as obviously as long as he develops more. But
Yeah, but like,
I think
how
I
many
think it'll
wide
be good.
receivers do you know that can hunt raccoons?
That is true. Maybe you put little burglar mask on the football. All right, and a tail.
This is crazy. I don't like
And
this.
then
I was like, I don't like the way this is going either.
This is gonna be the best wide receiver of all time.
Jesus Christ.
Put a real raccoon on the field. Raccoon's some tasty shit, bro.
Yeah,
I mean-
know.
You think I
mean-
wouldn't try it if it was right in front of me?
Very true.
They're like the catfish of the woodland creatures.
What the fuck is going on? We need to get to these other teams, man.
Yeah. But we needed something to like bring up the mood. It's been so depressing.
I'll wrap it up with this. I like the Panthers. This is exactly what Moose and I wanted from the Panthers this year.
Yeah.
Like the coaching is coming together and developing Bryce Young. And they gave him, even though the weapons part didn't work out, the process was still good.
Yeah,
Oh,
and their defense is like just injury ridden as well.
That's true. They'll get Derek Brown next year.
Yeah, exactly.
And Horn's been playing better this year.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for them in the future. We'll see what another year brings. All right, let's go to 22. New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, they're in such a bad way. They need to figure out a lot, and they don't have a lot of money to do it.
Yeah, they really need to do the tankier thing.
Yep.
Just rip the Band-Aid off. Like the last like 2 years ago, I could understand why they do it for one more year, but they should have done this like 2 years ago anyway, though.
This is completely out of the blue. Jake Hayner, I hate looking at his face.
Why?
Have you seen him?
I'm about to.
He just
I
looks
feel
like
like I have to
such a
look this up.
fucking goober. I don't know.
See.
It just
What the fuck?
yeah.
The first picture
What
is
the
him
fuck?
wearing makeup and
I
butterfly
know.
Yeah, he just
How about the second one or the third one?
wings.
this is
Yeah.
for audio listeners.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's a
Hey guys,
keeper.
look this up. This bitch is fabulous.
Yeah, exactly. He just
It doesn't make me hate his face. I kind of want him on the field more now.
yeah, I don't know.
We
I
know
just
your
don't.
type.
I don't like looking at him. He's just such a goober.
I could see where you're coming from. Yeah, I just don't know what to say. Like Alvin Kamara's hurt, so
Mhm.
hopefully he's playing still. Actually, I just hope not, because they signed him an extension. So I think I would just sit him for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I'll just sit him. They have no offensive weapons. It's just
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if Derek Carr comes back healthy, like they better not bring Chris Olave back.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Yeah,
guy
he
needs to
needs
get
to
his
sit out
head
the rest of
right.
the year.
So I don't know. I mean, like, is their defense even that great? Like,
Not anymore. I mean,
They're healthy.
other than Brazil, like showing some flashes in the
true.
pass rush,
yeah,
and that obviously amazing field goal block against the Giants. They have a lot of young pieces that I think that even if they do tank or like completely rip the Band-Aid off, they won't be bad for long as long as people think, unless the QB situation is still as crap as it is going to be. Like,
they're going back to Spencer Rattler this week, so
I want to see it. I really do.
I mean, I feel like we've seen a bit of it already this year.
I want a little bit more, just a little bit more.
Oof. I don't know how much more you could take. Pretty bad.
I mean, he's no Jake Hayner, but
and that's saying something.
We'll see. I mean, their head coaching situation is going to be good or interesting to follow. Like, I like how the the Rizzler, their interim head coach, has been keeping them in it for a lot of these games. So he's been solid. But I definitely wouldn't bring him back as a head coach, though. I would chase whatever gold you can find. But who's going to want to really take this job, to be honest?
They just need to, like you said, rip the Band-Aid off and just figure their shit out.
We talk about a fun team now.
No, we still got like a couple more to go.
Oh God, it's negativity. It's just God, so much. All right, who's next?
Yeah, number 21 is the Indianapolis Colts.
Hey.
You know, they seemed promising earlier in the year, but man, they fell flat pretty quick.
I don't even know like what their issue is.
I mean, it's Richardson right now.
Yeah,
I think.
that's sad.
And their offense. I don't think I'm sorry, not their offense. Their defense is. I'm not really a huge fan of Gus Bradley as a defensive coordinator.
Mhm.
So I think that's always going to be. Like, I think he plays them disciplined, but until Anthony Richardson develops, I think they're always going to be a mid-tier team.
Yeah, I think the front seven on the defense is really good, but the secondary is just
Yeah,
got a lot of problems.
I don't know if he knows how to coach a secondary, but they also been bringing in like just athletic guys who just don't know how to play football yet.
Yeah,
been trying to develop them, and it just hasn't been working.
I mean, Juju Brent's like, he had great size and all, but I mean, his mechanics just were not that great.
And it's a shame they wasted such a good year from the O-line. Oh, did you guys remember Jonathan Taylor, what he did last week?
Yeah, he dropped the ball before he scored. It's just
he was like, I didn't know
No.
I didn't cross. I thought I crossed the line already.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
And I was like,
yeah, man, that's what
how
happens.
could you do that? Literally, I saw like 3 people do that this year.
Yeah, exactly. It's been happening a lot.
You would think after the first one that gets coached up the rest of the league.
Yeah.
And a veteran like Taylor also knows better. Like Malachi Corley, understandable. Understandable.
Yeah, exactly.
That
Taylor?
would hurt.
No. You can't do that.
Yeah.
That pretty much cost them their season.
It really did.
I didn't think they were going to make the playoffs anyway, but that like nail in the coffin, I think.
Yeah. That was against the Broncos.
Yeah, I think so.
I feel like their weapons, like the receiving core, isn't working out either. But that could also be the Anthony Richardson effect.
Yeah, I mean, Adonai Mitchell's also not really like he's getting open, so I don't know if it is the Adonai Mitchell thing or not the Anthony Richardson thing. He's also not when the ball is coming his way and it's actually going towards him. It's not like he's doing anything about it. He's not taking that opportunity.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know if Pittman matches Richardson's play style.
Yeah, exactly. Obviously, Josh Downs is good, but
yeah.
Well, he loves Alec Pierce.
And
that too.
Pierce.
Yeah.
I don't understand Alec Pierce. I don't understand how he's a deep ball guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Is crazy.
The whole thing just makes no sense. And like he's so inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like that I think that's what gets me the most.
If the Colts were like, 9-7 this year, I wouldn't honestly have doubted because I think the team does have a lot of good pieces, and I think the offensive side's got a lot of good going for it. I just think everything's a little inconsistent, like you said.
Yeah, it's just one of those weird middling teams.
Yeah. It ends up at 21 for us. So
All right.
let's move on to
get the
number
heat going.
20. Oh, here we go. The Atlanta Falcons at 20.
Yeah.
Here we
Fuck.
go.
They want their money back.
This is so it's funny. You guys were very high on them midway through the season, and like both of you guys had them like what top 6, top 7.
I did in the third one or the last one that we did.
Yeah,
but
and I had him at 13, but not for the reason I'm putting him down this low now.
Yeah,
like I thought it was because I just didn't trust their defense. I did not know Kirk Cousins was going to take a grade A shit.
Yeah, exactly.
All over the field.
It makes It makes you wonder about the Vikings and the coach they had on the Vikings, and
It
now
really
that it's
does.
Yeah,
Sam
with everything he
Darnold.
did with Darnold, I mean,
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, was it really the coaching or was it Kirk Cousins? But
Wow, I think that answer's coming up real obvious now.
yeah, I I'm excited for Penix to start just to see what's going to happen.
I hope he lights it up.
Yeah, same. I it still goes back to that. Why'd you even like pay Kirk Cousins in the first place if you're going to draft Penix? But
oh yeah,
Well, now it kind of makes their gamble worth. If this works out, it made their gamble worth it. I think because they
it's
didn't
still
know
so much
they
money.
didn't know they were going to get Penix. You know,
I guess it's still. I feel like if it works out, it's like, why the fuck did you pay Kirk Cousins that much money then?
I mean that's
That's
what
true.
his value was.
Let's just put Kirk Cousins' agent into the Hall of Fame already.
True.
Honestly,
Very true.
Guaranteed deals every year of his career.
I think he still only has like one playoff win in his whole career.
Against yeah, I think you're right. It was against the Saints.
Ugh.
It is such a shame because they have so many good weapons, and I think their defensive pieces are good. I
Yeah.
like a lot of the stuff they have. It's just not coming together, and maybe Penix can stabilize that, like coming in fresh.
Mhm.
Hopefully, not picking up the bad habits that Kirk Cousins brought with him. Because I feel like a lot of rookie quarterbacks, will you like kind of how like Bryce Young got to see how Andy Dalton operated the offense. So then when he came back, he was like, "Oh, okay, so this is what I'm actually supposed to do."
Yeah.
yeah, throw the
Now,
football,
right?
watch the wide receivers.
But with Penix, though, he's watching what not to do. So is that really going to help Penix, or just make him play like more scared or conservative? Like,
What
who
can we
knows?
learn? Don't panic.
Yeah, don't stare at your receiver for more than 5 seconds before you throw it.
Ugh.
I have no idea. Like these Kirk Cousins, these interceptions, he had what last 4 games? It's like
Mhm.
1 TD and 9 interceptions.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's exactly it.
That is
Ouch.
insane. And
Yeah.
they weren't even like fluky half the time. They were straight up Kirk. Like sometimes it's like, all right, batted ball.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Receiver bounces off his chest, or
And yet earlier this year, like, I mean, I really thought they were Super Bowl contenders. I mean, I was wrong, but
I mean, other than the Bucks, the 2 Bucks games were like fool's gold for us.
well, I mean, they
Yeah.
played well against the Chiefs too. They
Yeah,
almost beat the Chiefs,
but
but the Panthers almost beat the Chiefs.
the
So
Chiefs all year have been doing this though, like playing
Yeah,
every
exactly.
team close. Like it doesn't matter who it is. The Raiders close, Falcons close. Like every single team. Like I don't even know if I want to give the Falcons credit for that, just because every team's been doing it.
and they have weapons. I mean, I think the defense is pretty well built. Like,
Mooney has been amazing this year.
Yes.
yeah,
Bijan's been coming into form, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Even out his year has had like another step up from his production last year, though I don't think he's still that great.
I don't know.
And-
I mean, yeah, it'll come down to Penix.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a lot of pressure on him. Like
Yeah, definitely.
they're still in the playoff contention, so and they have the tiebreaker over the Bucks, so they just got to win. They just got to tie their record, and they'll take the division. So, but it's gonna be a lot to ask for a rookie to do.
Yeah, it's a weird position to be in. To bench your QB when trying to make the playoffs, your starting QB. Which, I mean, I don't blame him because Kirk Cousins has pretty much almost been losing them games, but it's
Yeah,
a weird position.
Let's go to our number 19 team, the San Francisco 49ers. All right, guy. All right, Bear.
yeah.
This is my team that I'm putting my lumps out on. This was my bad. I was too high on them. I was too high.
Yeah, they. I mean, let's be fair here. They did have a lot of injuries this year.
Yeah.
But it just, I don't know, man. They've almost looked sloppy, which I'm not used to seeing from the 49ers. And like, I think we finally get to see Purdy for what he is. It's just,
I still think he's a good QB, to be honest.
Good, yes. Great, absolutely not.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I thought for a while. Like he's a good QB. I just, I don't think he's gonna.
Well, a lot of
Yeah.
people thought he was going to be really good. I mean,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't one of those people, but I don't know. That, like I said, like you said, they had a lot of injuries. Their weapons aren't stepping up, including Debo, especially. But
Yeah.
well, he's been off and on injured too.
yeah, but he just can't catch a ball to save his life right now.
Well, he didn't really have an injury this year. The only thing he had was, which I actually going to give him a little bit more excuses for his play for the first month after this, but he had pneumonia. That's what his problem was.
Oof.
I don't know if you ever had pneumonia, but it takes about longer than a month to feel good.
Yeah.
After getting like over it, and he's got to go to practice and still like do all that stuff.
I don't know how they do it.
conditioning. Like I'm gonna cut him a little slack. Now it's been about a month since that, so he needs to start like showing his usual self again. But I'm gonna come a little bit of slack. Like, I'm not a huge Debo guy. Like, I don't think he's like that good of a receiver. I think he's a little overrated.
Agreed.
But with the
Haters.
pneumonia thing, I'm not gonna. I think he'll bounce back next year for sure.
I can't even make the joke that he can't even catch a cold anymore.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty.
Damn.
That's one thing we know he can catch.
That's just mean.
He's great with when he actually has the ball in his hands. It's just,
oh yeah.
Well, even then, I don't even think he's been that good at it either. He hasn't been as explosive with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, this year, yeah.
But
I'll tell you, like the messages from McCafferty, like after he got the injury, were pretty cryptic too. I'm wondering if he's coming back.
If I would, I don't know. I'm not going to say what I would do because I'm not a player. So, but
well, yeah, I mean,
but having your body on the line like his has, like his injury history, like I wouldn't be surprised if he retires. But even like the defense is hurt too, and even when the defense is healthy, like I don't think the coaching has been that good, and the players haven't been as strong as they were last year. I mean, they just got Greenlaw back, so we'll see how that changes things. But and he looked good coming back. Like that first quarter that he played, I mean, he looked like he hadn't missed a step.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But that Campbell situation was pretty
so crazy,
pretty wild.
Yeah, it's insane.
I don't blame the team at all for that.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying it's crazy to just give up like that.
I know.
I mean, like
well, you put
how many other
that bomb over
do that?
me?
Like AB?
Deontay?
Yeah. Does he? Is that really the same?
I mean, yeah. He literally said he wasn't. He got asked to be put on the field, and he said no. So they suspended him for one game.
He's coming back next year. Don't worry. He just wants to be a Steeler so bad. I get it.
Just to toxify that locker room again.
That's fine. I'll bring him back with wide open arms.
Good luck, man.
You and your Stockholm syndrome for toxic wide receivers.
Well, I finally killed the other one. You know what I mean? It's
it took how long to detox that one?
Yeah, well, the positive thing is I learned eventually.
Yeah,
that's fair. I will give you that. I'm
a slow learner.
But we'll see how if the 49ers windows if the door just slams shut on them for the Super Bowl.
I mean, are they even? What is the playoff picture looking like?
I mean, they're not out of it for sure.
Yeah, but they're fourth in the
But who are they fighting with?
Commanders. I mean, Seahawks, Rams, Cardinals. Pretty much the entire NFC West is like fighting for it.
Well, the Packers are definitely getting in, and the Rams are hotter than hell. I don't think they're falling off. So, like, I don't even know if they'll beat the Commanders out.
No, I don't think so either.
Because I think the Commanders still play the Cowboys and Giants yet this year. I mean, I'll double check on that, but I'm pretty sure they do.
It's
They play
Philly,
the
Atlanta,
Falcons.
Dallas.
Yeah, Philly. Yeah,
Okay, it's Philly.
Atlanta, Dallas.
Oh, they could win 2 of those last 3.
It's not looking
Yeah.
good for the Niners.
No,
I'm
not this year. Even if they do get in, like they don't have the players anymore. So
Yeah, I'm interested in what they're going to do next year.
yeah,
Yeah, it's really tough to say. I mean, this is Purdy's last year on this contract, right?
I
Or
don't
is next year?
think so, but I do think they do want to pay him earlier to keep him cheap.
I mean, they play the Dolphins this week, and then I mean they could win that game. Oh man, but then they play the Lions and then the Cardinals, which I mean could be tough for them.
They've just been losing in their division hardcore this year. Like I think they've only won one division game so far, and they've had like 6 of them at this point. So 7, 5 of them.
Oh, I didn't notice that the Falcons are
My math
playing the
didn't make
Giants.
sense.
You got there eventually.
Yeah, I did. All right. Is that good for the 49ers?
Yeah,
Why not? Why not?
Why not? Why? I don't know. You got more to say. You can say it.
they might be
No.
rebuilding. Honestly,
I think they'll try again one more year, but I don't think they'll try to, but I don't think it'll work.
I mean, I think they're going to trade Debo or cut him.
Yeah.
I think
But they have-
McCaffrey is a
They signed
serious
Juwan
question.
Jennings, and they still have Ayuk and Pearsall, so I think the weapons
Yeah,
are going to be fine.
How is
with George
Pearsall
Kittle.
doing?
He's still
It's okay.
decent. Yeah, he's been doing
He's
decent.
not like he's not great. I don't think the rapport has been there because he hasn't been practicing with the team as long because of the injury. But yeah, him and Purdy and Juwan Jennings have been taking most of that chemistry stuff. So
Good for Jennings.
I'm so happy.
Oh yeah,
I love Jennings.
Yeah, he's like the
Such-
only Niner that I actually like. But
He's such a dog. But
yeah. Their defense, like the secondary, has just been kind of rough. They still got it up front, but I mean, they're going to lose Hargrave in the offseason, which I think he's hurt. It's
yeah,
it's going to be tough sledding for them.
I think so. I think I agree with you. All right, let's go on to our 18 team, the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah,
Tua is
Team that's what if.
awesome for the most part.
Yeah, the team that could have made the playoffs, I think, fairly easy if Tua didn't go down.
yeah, definitely.
I mean, I think they're better than the Chargers. I think they're better than the Chargers, and the Broncos are solid. But the thing with the Dolphins is they've got weapons on offense that most of the league can't stop, and it's annoying.
Yeah, but they're not like utilizing that well this year as much as they have in the past.
No,
Or
but a lot of their
teams
players
figured them out. But
a lot of their players have been off and on injury, and we could argue they have the worst offensive line in the league. And that's with
yeah,
the Patriots and a few others being really bad.
that was one of the teams I was putting on that list that we were talking about earlier. Oh, there's 3 that were just as bad as the Patriots. They just
Ooh.
have that track record that's like, yes, all they do is beat up bad teams and they can't win against winning teams.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Side
staying so consistent.
Not to go backwards, but I just looked at the playoff probability. There's a 1% chance that the 49ers make the playoffs.
Consider them out.
Less than 1%.
I don't see it working out. But anyway,
Now the Dolphins got 11% chance that they win.
they should try. They should get there. If they can beat the 49ers, which, they're basically the same team except one's more, or at least the same style of offense, except one's more predicated on speed.
They have a real shot at making the playoffs, which if they do, will be interesting.
I still don't think they'll do anything,
No,
to be honest.
Yeah,
the
Until
defense is pretty bad.
Until they like beat a good team, I'm not gonna ever be convinced. And you can't even consider the 49ers a good team, even if they beat them still yet. So it's like, don't even know. Their defense is like wildly, like some weeks they're like good. Like I'm actually impressed. And then other weeks I'm like, this is absolute garbage. Like Zach Sealer is like the one thing that's like been popping off to me. Like he's been awesome this season.
They got a lot of injuries too, or at least on the D line.
They need a lot in this offseason. I mean, there's no question.
Bradley Chubb is coming back soon too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I forgot he was he's hurt. He'd come back. Phillips hopefully will be back next year if it doesn't work out for him. So
even if not, I mean, Chop's been playing pretty well.
Oh yeah, Chop.
Yeah,
Chop has been fun. I'm very impressed with Chop. He was like kind of like Verse, except I thought more raw in the sense that I didn't think he was going to be as good as he is right now.
No, I didn't even think he was going to be this good. He's a Penn State player.
Right. Like I was like, the fuck? This is awesome. I'm happy with the edge class this year.
But I did love Chop. What can I say?
Well, what can I say?
What can I say?
You tried pulling on us.
Like, I don't love you. You're not on my team anymore. But I'm still
going right.
Quietly.
Yeah, right. Say that to Kalen Gang.
Yeah, well, he made the team. I'm happy.
No, technically, he didn't.
He did. He's on the starting roster.
Well, now, out of desperation.
Yeah, you got to take wins where you can. You know.
Fair.
I was definitely the only one wearing his jersey up at the whiteout game.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But yeah, I mean, Dolphins are still fun. They're still deadly. They're gonna make it hard as hell to beat them.
Oh
even
yeah.
Even if I don't think they'll make much of themselves, even if they do make the playoffs. But that's all I got on them.
Yeah, it's sad because I mean, they can win shootouts. I mean, with Hill and Waddle and what's his name, Jonas Smith.
Oh, Jonnu, what a dog, man.
Yeah, dude, he has been so fun to watch. And A-Chain, I mean, like, they got guys.
Moose. So you know I'm a big A-Chan guy, right?
Yeah.
The more I watch him, the more he reminds me of Rashad White. I'm like, no, I love you.
That's funny.
But that's just how his play style has been reminding me of more as I've been watching. But yeah, I've been warming up to Rashad White too, though. So maybe thanks, A-Chan. All right, let's move on to our number 17 team, the Arizona Cardinals.
Scrappy.
Yeah.
Nothing but scrappy.
Inconsistent as hell.
That sounds like Kyler.
So true.
I don't know. The defense is that way though too.
It was weird. They had like a 3-game stretch of like kind of dominant defensive play, just because of how good their blitz packages were. Yeah, I think that's getting figured out pretty quickly. They have like no one on the defense to continue that kind of trend. Like it's kind of like how the Vikings were last year. They didn't have anybody other than Daniil Hunter.
They also haven't like really beaten a lot of good teams either.
True. Well, the Chargers. Wait, did they? Yeah, they beat the Chargers.
Yeah, that was back in week 7.
They beat the Patriots this past week, right? So can't say that either.
Before that, they had a 3-game losing streak. So,
but they're scrappy.
Yes, they are, and they play the Panthers, the Rams, and then the Niners.
I mean, I hope this doesn't like give too much judging, but I just don't even know what their strengths and weaknesses are.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it really frustrates me.
Like I know what their weakness is definitely their D line, like for sure. Maybe their secondary for a little, but I don't think it's that bad. Like their weapons should be better than they are. Their run, I mean, James Conner's a dog though.
Yes,
love that guy.
Like I've been impressed with him. Like every year he proves me wrong. Like,
yeah, I feel like I was about to say every year I feel like he's underrated.
So, but yeah, like they have like nothing, like not even, I wouldn't say elite, I wouldn't even say great. Like they have nothing great about them.
They're fun to watch though when Kyler Murray's on.
But yeah, when he's on, yeah,
and when he's not, it's very frustrating.
Yeah, exactly.
He's on what, Call of Duty?
Here we
Oh
go.
my God, no!
I'm even
You're
getting
so
tired.
I mean,
close.
somebody had to swing.
You were
Somebody had to
so
swing.
close to not bringing it up.
I was trying so hard, and I was doing
Yeah,
a good job.
same. Yeah.
That's another one of our sponsors. They got the new map out last week.
You fucking wish.
Can somebody sponsor us? Like, my God, at this point, anybody.
We'll take anybody. Yeah, there we go. If Kyler can have a vintage Kyler game, which I don't even know what that even means, to be honest, but
I was
have a
going to ask
good
you, but I didn't
vintage,
want
a good vintage Kyler game. I mean, he can beat any team, I think, especially if Marvin Harrison's like dialed into.
He's been kind of inconsistent as well.
I think they've just been off sync with each otother.
Yeah,
I think he's been getting open. Like I've seen him open plenty of times, but the timing of the throw is off, or Kyler throws it expecting him to be somewhere else and he's not. So it's like on him at that point. Like I think they just need to get some chemistry together. I think that's kind of where it's at.
I think that's the big issue between them.
Because like if you consider it, he's still having a good rookie wide receiver year. Like if you're taking to an average rookie wide receiver year, he's still good. He's still promising, but this is Marvin Harrison Jr. we're talking about. So that's why it's a disappointment.
Yeah, I just thought we were going to see more.
Like I thought we were going to talk about him like people will talk about like Brian Thomas, Neighbors, and like even McConkey are right now. Like those are the main three right now that are showing off. But
yeah, sadly, but you know, it is to be expected.
Well, we'll forget all about his rookie year in like 2 years if he, gets his shit together. I think he will.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all.
Anything else on the Cardinals?
Not really.
Cool. Then we'll go do the Seahawks at 16. Yeah. I hate this team, man.
How do you actually feel?
How do I actually feel? I mean, they are exactly what we said they are.
Yeah.
Like, even the games they win, it's the same problems are still there during the games they win. And the games they lose, it's still the exact same problems. Like, it's the O-line. The O-line is absolutely just as bad as the Patriots and the Dolphins and another team that we'll talk about eventually.
Yeah.
Especially the interior. Like, Abe Lucas is back. So, I mean, it can't... Hopefully that gets better as he gets more his reps back. So, but...
Well, glad to see he's back.
Yeah, I'm happy to see it too. And I knew he wasn't going to be... I'm not going to be unfair to him and say I expected more of him because, like, come on, he just got back from a degenerative knee issue. But, and who even knows if that's even going to be good for him? Like he might not perform as well just because of it. But I like what the defense is doing. I think they're actually pretty solid. I think they were really solid actually ever since we got Ernest Jones. Like the linebacking core that we had was so atrocious, like missing every gap in the run game and not knowing where to be on the field. Like Ernest Jones and Tyrese Knight, like pretty much flipped the defense on its head just because they're not a liability anymore. And that allows the defensive line to play more disciplined in their gaps. But don't watch the last game as an example of that, though. That was terrible. That was
It was a rough game to watch.
I thought I could run through that.
Oh yeah, I
maybe walk.
You could carry me and still run through that. I could beat the ball. Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like Geno's, when he can play a balanced game, like he's a great QB. But obviously he's gonna make more mistakes if he has to carry the whole team on his back.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works out, but you can't count on it every week.
I feel like their weapons also haven't been stepping up as well because at least as far as I saw, obviously you know more than me, but it feels like they just like double, triple cover DK, and then like it seems like the other receivers don't really do much. Obviously, Smith and Jigba has been stepping up a little bit, but
I think he's having like a
Yeah.
I think JSN's more than just stepping up. I think he's a real focal point of the offense at this point. But you're right. I mean, DK is getting double covered, and he's also coming off injury.
Mhm.
He's also haven't been as explosive as he usually is, and he's never been a contested ball guy, as odd as that sounds.
Yeah.
Lockett's like he's on the back nine, so
Yeah, definitely.
and the running backs just can't stay healthy. Like
No.
the one good thing about the running game that helps keep the offense balanced is hurt all the time. So
Yeah, I mean Walker's a stud, but man,
Gabby on the field.
I really hope he can stay healthy next year.
Me too, buddy. So anything else with the Hawks other than me talking about them?
No, you covered it pretty well.
Yeah,
All right.
honestly, I don't think I could do it better.
All right, I'll take it then. Number 15 then, the Cincinnati Bengals.
They should not be this high. Is this my fault?
You put them at 16, so
I
no, you put them at 15, bro.
Oh well.
You put
I also
and
put-
Moose put them at 15. You both did
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
You want to lower your grade? Too late. We're not doing it.
they should be Super Bowl contenders, but that defense is just awful.
I can't believe how bad it is. I really can't. I thought they would have figured it out by now. Like usually when a team is having historic level of bad at the start of a season, usually they figure it out and they like switch things up and figure out who the players are.
Mhm.
But they don't even look like they're trying. And like, Cam Taylor Britt's like awesome as a Marcus Peters type, but he's this like he tries to intercept like every ball and then lets things go over his head sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like watching him. Not that like he's not like talented or whatever. It's just he annoys me with how he plays.
He's also one of those shit talking types. So
Yeah,
I'll back
exactly.
him with his game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's crazy how good this offense is, and they actually perform and all. It's just their defense just does not.
Burrow's having like a career year. this
Yeah,
year,
exactly.
Yeah.
and they're soiling it.
And the offensive line's been playing better. I mean, the linebacker play seems to be a serious problem.
Well, they got hurt, so they're on their backups right now.
Yeah, I mean, but it's still a big issue.
That is true.
Yeah, and they got injuries on their D line too.
Yeah, I mean, they lost. Did they lose Sample for the year? I think so.
Yeah, I thought they lost him pretty early, or they got him back
Yeah,
and then they lost him
Achilles.
again.
Yeah,
I don't
he tore his
remember.
Achilles.
Yeah,
And I think Hendrickson's making financial moves. I don't blame him. I mean,
fair.
if they don't want to pay him, that's on them.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, I mean, Burrow said they're going to try to bring T. Higgins back. Like he'd take a pay cut for it. It's like we'll make some financial moves, and I'd be like, that'd be awesome if they could. But he doesn't stay healthy either. So
true. I don't know.
But
Yeah,
Jamar Chase, though, like let's give him. Like I know people give him his flowers, but this has been like I think his like true alpha breakout year.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. He's so fucking good. And
Like-
he's still not paid either.
I know. Like they should have paid him this last offseason before.
Yeah,
I mean, he still has another year on his rookie contract.
Yeah, but
He's
like
got time.
but
but his price is skyrocketing.
Yeah, exactly. And even he's still on his rookie deal, and he's still one of the best receivers in the league, like top 3 probably.
Like they
Pay
are
the man.
ridiculous. It just sucks because they still technically have a chance, especially that the Dolphins and the Colts both lost. They just need like the Chargers to kind of lose out as well, which I don't see happening.
It's just a shame because if they could have stayed healthy, we could be talking about a Super Bowl contender on defense. I mean, it's just how many people are out on defense right now? It's pretty significant.
Yeah, I think it was like 8. But
And I mean, even with what they had, they were a weakness for this team. I mean,
it's kind of weird, like how they lose one player. Like this kind of thing happened when DJ Reader would get hurt. And now that they got rid of him, now it's like a permanent problem. Like was DJ Reader really like the keystone of that team, like that defense? Like I cannot believe that.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
because they were like dominant every time he's on the field. Dominant. As soon as he gets hurt, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What am I watching?
Well, like my question is, do they fire the coach this year? I can't be the only one thinking that. I mean,
I've been thinking that for pretty much every year since he got hired, to be honest. But
no more back snaps for you.
Back
snaps for you.
Is this a reference to your gridiron thing?
Maybe.
Sure, I'll take a snack wrap too. A Zach wrap. But I don't know. That's a tough question. I don't even know what he contributes to the offense or the team as a whole.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same exact thing.
It's kind of like I wouldn't even go. I think he's still better than Sirianni. I don't even know. I can't even say that. Maybe he's not a people person like Sirianni is. It's hard to say. I don't know him. I don't know what his role is. I know he does offense stuff, which is like a mediocre offense in play calling, but because the weapons are so good, like it works. I don't know if you want to mess with that groove, but I think if you want to win a Super Bowl, you might have to, especially while Joe Burrow's in his prime and just getting better. I wouldn't put it past. If you did that, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't put it past him.
I think he's had enough time. I mean, I don't know if there's any other way to put it. I think there's plenty of tape on what they've done under him, and it might be time.
I think so. All right, let's do number 14, the LA Chargers.
They're in the playoffs as of now, and if they win this week, they're in.
Is that confirmed?
97% chance they're in.
Okay, so
if the Broncos win, they're a 99% chance.
Okay,
they're in.
All right, thanks, Jeremy. They have like that stretch, right?
Yeah.
Of like great play, and for some, I don't. Does anyone like what happened? I can't even put my finger on what's wrong with the Chargers recently. Like they're not as cohesive a team as they were like 4 weeks ago.
Well, their run game is slowed down too.
I guess losing J.K. Dobbins will do that. Like Gus Edwards is definitely not it.
Who's the other guy?
I have no idea.
Who's their other backup?
I think they only have like they're pretty much only running Gus Edwards right now, right?
I thought they had somebody else.
I know there's one guy. I think it is Hassan. It's like I think it's Kamani Vidal and somebody else.
Yeah,
Hassan Haskins.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not great, Bob. I don't know, and even like Herbert's kind of like been taking a step back. But to be fair,
he's been off and on injury.
That and like Ladd McConkey's been off and on injury. Quentin Johnson like had some plays this year, but he hasn't been good for a couple weeks now.
Oh, I mean, he's playing
another player that can't catch a cold.
He can't catch a cold either. Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing a lot better this year. You got to give him some credit.
You keep saying this.
But I said that. I agreed with you at the beginning of the year, but now he's regressed back to what he was before. Like he can't separate to save his life. Like they're putting him one-on-one, and he's just not doing it. Like Ladd is getting double teamed, and Ladd's still out producing him.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think Ladd looks really good.
Yeah, definitely. He just needs to stay healthy.
Yeah, that's his problem, and I'm afraid that's going to be his whole career. Like Keenan Allen levels of pain.
Yeah,
like he'll be good at when he's on the field, but he'll never play a full season. I don't think. Hopefully, I'm wrong about that, but that's the vibe I've been getting from him based off his what I know from him from college and this first year. So, like he plays like he's bigger than he is, and his body I don't think is keeping up with him.
Think about this more. I mean, it has to be like just their run game isn't getting off, so or doing anything, and that has to be the main reason.
And their whole offense is based around the run.
Yeah,
and
with Justin Herbert being injured and not their weapons being injured, so
it's like the offense stalls, and then the defense is on the field more.
Yeah, which their defense is really good. It's just
I think it's a good ranking for him, to be honest. Like I think it's very fair where they're at. I mean, I'm surprised they got this high this season.
And I mean, this was a rebuild
Yeah,
year
exactly.
for them. Like
Yeah, exactly.
we
Yep.
can't take that away from them. Like they've done
Absolutely.
a hell of a job with what they've had.
And they're happy with everything they've got this year too. Like
Yeah.
Joe Alt's a stud, Lad's a stud. Like all their star pieces are still good. So
Yeah, they just need to stay healthy.
Yep.
It's been a constant problem for them though.
Yeah. That's the Chargers.
All right. Let's move on to this next team, the Houston Texans at 13. Who would have thought this at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, exactly.
Not me.
Same. They're with you. And I think we all know what the biggest problem is.
I still think there's time to fix it.
The O-line?
Oh, I thought you were talking about Stroud.
Oh, Stroud's not. Stroud is messing around, but I don't think he's kind of like how Geno is. Like he has to make up for the O-line and play hero ball, and it's costing him to make mistakes. And he's a younger guy, so he's going to make more mistakes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, Nico was also out. So
yeah. No, I mean the offensive line is bad.
Like I put them on the same level as they're the other team I was thinking of. It's the Patriots, Texans. Like other than Larry Tunsil, everything else is bad.
Well, even he hasn't had that great of a year, I think.
Yeah, for Tunsil, yeah, this has been a down year for him as well.
Yeah, and their defense, I feel like, regressed too.
Well, they've been so inconsistent because, like, some weeks I watch them and I'm like, wow, they're like locking it down, and then other weeks it's like you can do whatever you want, and it's not even just in the pass game; it's in the run game. Like it's both sides.
Yeah, but I've seen the couple times I've tuned in, I've seen Stingley getting picked apart a lot more too. I don't know what his deal is, but I mean he's still good, obviously, but he's definitely not playing as well as he was last year.
No, I mean, I still think there's time. Like he's got time to get better. It's I don't know, man. Like some weeks he really does look really good, but I mean you're right. There's other weeks I watch him and I'm like, wow, what was that? He's hard to grade, honestly, of where he's at. Like I definitely struggle when it comes to him. But like,
yeah,
I just feel like that about the whole defense though. That's the thing. Like, it's not even like just the secondary. It's not like it's the linebackers. It's I see it in everybody, to be honest, on the defense. Like one week they look great, the next week they look like they've never played before.
Yeah, it's not what you'd expect from them, especially with they being coached up by what's the head coach's name?
DeMeco Ryans.
DeMeco
Ryans. You'd think he'd have them way more disciplined than they are being, but
yeah.
All right, is that good on the Texans?
I mean, I was just gonna see who they got to play yet.
It's the Chiefs, Baltimore, and Tennessee.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're gonna get a taste of playoffs. That's for sure.
Yeah,
this will be good.
Play the Chiefs on Saturday.
If they can play both of these teams tough, they'll probably be. They should be up higher on these rankings.
Yeah, I feel like
even if they steal a win, like I'll put them up higher, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, I feel like the Chiefs are gonna kind of bully them.
Have either of you heard what the status is for Mahomes?
He's playing.
Yeah, they want to secure that 1 seed. So, and he's not as hurt as obviously as everyone was saying. So,
I mean, it looked bad.
It did.
It's always these phantom ankle injuries with him that he has late in the year.
Phantom ones, yeah. Then he'll play at a Hall of Fame level again.
Yeah, exactly. With a bum ankle.
I can only play with a bum ankle. Still alive.
Yeah.
Winning all these games is so boring.
I think I'm just gonna take a year off. You should go on a gap year.
Everyone wishes. All right. Is that it for them then?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Number 12, the LA Rams.
Man, they're looking hot.
They are very hot.
Well,
their offense is at least.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense isn't playing terrible.
No, they're playing solid. Solid for
how young they are. I mean,
yeah.
And like with all the losses to it, I think they're doing a hell of a job.
Yeah, but they're going to live or die by their offense.
Yep.
Like
Wow.
that's what's going to happen. I mean,
they just have
Yeah.
so many explosive players on offense. It's just too
and
much fun.
when Matt Stafford is on, he's unstoppable.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah.
Like I legitimately think if he can beat any team.
Correct.
But
When he's cold, oof.
yeah, he throws some dummy balls. But man, I love watching. Like I hate the Rams, and I love watching their offense. It's so frustrating.
Yeah, they're a fun team to watch.
And the O line's getting healthier too, so that could be contributing to their more production on the offense. Steve Avila just got back a week or two ago.
I mean, they're playing the Jets this week, the Cardinals next week, the week after that. The season with the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I mean, they could. I think those are all winnable games. I mean, the last game of the year is going to be tough.
Yeah, but I wouldn't be surprised if they run the table.
Yeah, same.
And just take the West.
It would be the team that I would pick to win the West.
Yeah, I agree.
Sorry.
Especially, I think the Seahawks' last 3 games are going to be much tougher. I think they play the Vikings next or this week. So, yeah, my money's on the Rams, and they'd well deserve it. I mean, their rookies are on defense. Their young players are playing out of their minds some of these games, and kind of almost won them, some of them themselves.
I mean,
especially
sorry.
Especially when the offense has been hurt during that time frame.
I mean, it wasn't that long ago we were thinking their season might be over.
Yeah.
They've really come a long way.
Cooper Kupp. Once they came back.
Come back, they can stay healthy. This is going to be a tough out. Like, no one wants to play in the playoffs. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, let's move on to the 11 team, Denver Broncos.
Their defense is looking great.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
arguably the best defense in the league right now, but
they're definitely up there.
Top 5 for sure.
Easily.
Yeah. Still, no big names other than Pat Surtain, too, which is still crazy to me. But
true. No, Nick Benito looks like he's making a name for himself.
True. Very true.
He has that motherfucker get 2 pick sixes in 2 weeks. He's just a smart football player.
I mean, everybody's so worried about Surtain.
Well, he's like, all he did was pick off 2 screens as a edge rusher. I was like, the fuck? He read that shit like a book.
Watch his tape.
He does. He has to have. I mean, it's either that or his instincts were off the charts.
I mean, one of them was the Raiders, right?
I think so.
I mean, they might as well be just yelling out the plays at this point.
Yeah, Adonai Mitchell on this last one definitely took way too long to throw the ball back to Richardson, because he did that on the flea flicker. Or it wasn't
sure Richardson's ready for that.
For what?
For a flea flicker? That might be.
It wasn't a flea. It was one of those end around, they give it to the receiver and the receiver throws it back, and then they chuck it downfield.
Yeah, that's way too much for him.
But yeah, well, Mitchell just literally played with the ball in his hands for 2 solid seconds before throwing it.
Oh God.
And then Nick Benito just was like, all right, well, that's mine.
This was fun.
Housed it.
Yeah. Also, Bo Nix is still playing pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Not as hot as he was, but still very well.
Yeah. I mean, he's still a rookie.
Way further ahead than I expected.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than, I would say probably the only rookie I would say is more NFL ready than him at this point is obviously the Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, Daniels.
But I mean, Bo Nix has given him a run for his money for Offensive Rookie of the Year, especially when Jaden Daniels got hurt and wasn't playing as good.
So we think Bowers is out of the question?
No, I think he's definitely in that conversation, though. Definitely. It all depends on how Jaden plays, though, these next 3 weeks.
Yeah,
Jaden does well against the Eagles, then it probably will be Jaden's to lose. It's going to be Jaden or Bowers, I think. But in either case, Bo Nix would be a dark horse in that if he plays out of his mind these next couple games too.
Yeah, which they Yeah, they're playing the Chargers right now, and then they play the Bengals and the Chiefs. So not great.
Yeah, and the Bengals one could give him some juicy production, but
Yeah.
so if he's got to keep up with, if he keeps up with Burrow, yeah. I doubt it though. I think he's cooled off a little bit. I think they figured his tendencies out a little bit more, and he also hasn't been utilizing his movement as much. But like, he's game managing. Like the defense is keeping within games, and he's operating to a very high degree to not make as many mistakes. You know.
And either way, like it is really impressive what he's done this year.
Yeah, and shout out to Courtland Sutton too.
Oh yeah, Cortland. Yeah.
Yeah, Sutton.
Oh yeah, he's been awesome.
Yeah, he's been underrated for a long time because he hasn't a fucking QB. But
Yeah, I thought
It
the Steelers
finally
were gonna get him.
happened. I'm
That I
glad
got.
they didn't trade him because I think he needed. Bo Nix also needed him for his production.
oh yeah,
as well,
definitely.
or for his development.
Instead, I got the carcass of Mike Williams.
We're not talking about the Steelers yet. That's coming up soon.
I'm just saying about Cortland Sutton.
Now you're talking about carcasses and raccoons.
And raccoons.
All right. Anything else on the Broncos?
Do you think they could surprise us and beat somebody in the wild card round?
Oh yeah.
I mean, the defense is
Yeah,
playing
definitely.
pretty good. I mean, like, I definitely think they could surprise somebody in the playoffs.
Oh yeah, 100%.
As long as they're not the 7th seed and have to play whoever the number 2 seed is.
Yeah.
Which will probably be the Bills. But if they get anything higher than that, like if they beat the Chargers tonight and they solidify like a 6th or 7th, 6th or 5th seed, then they're yeah. I think they could surprise any of the teams. Because that would mean you're playing the Texans or whether you're either playing the Texans or
Or Steelers.
the Steelers / Ravens. I think they could compete with any of those teams.
Agree. Right. Yeah. Right now they're the 6th seed. So.
All right. For number 9, we got the Tampa Bay. Oh, we're doing number 10. The Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're going to look like in the playoffs. I mean, their defense is not very good. Not really worried about what the offense can do, but I just don't think defense can hold up enough to beat anybody in the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. And I don't even know how, like, other than the Jaden Magic with Terry McLaurin, like, those two have been unstoppable together. But if a team figures out how to slow those two down, I don't think the offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury, is going to have enough in his bag to keep them in the playoffs either.
And I mean, they've been having constant running back issues. I mean, everybody just keeps getting injured.
And yeah, with the offense, I feel like the lack of weapons is catching up to them too. Not like they're terrible, but I don't know. You don't have like the explosive people like Terry, but
yeah, I think ideally they want to be like a run first team with Brian Robinson and, well, I guess not Eckler, but like Jeremy McNichols and all them.
Yeah, makes sense.
And then, play off of that with Jaden Daniels to run outside or fake it,
Yeah, I just think that if they had another weapon, it'd be a lot better for them.
I agree. And especially a safety valve is also gone too with Zach Ertz.
Very true.
So, and as a meme as it would be to say, like, Zach Ertz has been playing pretty good.
It's still it's so funny watching him because he still is like his nickname is No Rack Zach because like he catches the ball and just falls over like no matter what. It's crazy. And I've still seen it so many times this year.
He's like, all right, found the space and lay down.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't think we thought he'd be in the league still this year, but
yeah, very true.
Let alone like a viable option.
Yeah.
Gotta take the positives.
Huge surprise.
Yeah, so good for him. And I think their O-line is still playing at a really solid level.
Better than we expected.
Games. Oh, 100%. Sam Cosmi has been a steal.
When it didn't really work out at tackle and he went to guard, I was like, oof, this isn't good. But I mean, he's really dialed it up.
Yeah,
And
I 100%
their
agree.
schedule, their schedule coming up isn't too bad, except for this week where they play the Eagles, because then they play the Falcons and Cowboys. So
It's in Philadelphia, right?
no, it's in
No.
Washington.
Well,
Oh, well, yeah. At least I'll have that.
but yeah, Jane just. I think he's also getting healthier now. Like you can tell
Yeah.
he wasn't right. So like when he's healthy, like he's just amazing. Like I thought maybe they would figure him out
Mhm.
with the league, and doesn't really look like, other than when he slowed up, but he was also injured. And now he's not injured. His production's skyrocketing again.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I loved him coming out, but I didn't think he was going to be this.
Yeah, right there with you, buddy. And I'm always happy to be wrong.
Just to think for a millisecond, I thought there was a chance he could be mine.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh my god.
All right. Anything else on the Commanders, boys?
No, I just think they have a bright future.
I do too.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, just got to keep building. All right, number 9, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Interesting.
Another team that could really shake up things in the playoffs. But I don't know.
I mean, it's basically they looked great again as soon as Mike Evans came back.
Yeah.
And then Jalen McMillan took the Chris Godwin role, essentially. No, that might not be 100% true because I think Godwin was more in the slot, and I don't think McMillan still hasn't been in there that much.
Yeah.
But
Sterling Shepard has been playing pretty well.
that's true. Sterling Shepard's been
I forgot
playing
they
as
got him.
Yeah. And he's been playing solid in that. So Baker is just awesome. Still playing awesome. Obviously, when the weapons went down, their production went down and lost a couple games. But now that everyone's getting healthy on offense again.
Yeah, there was a game or two where McMillan was their number one receiver
Yeah,
because of injuries. So
exactly. And the run game, I've never seen them have a run game before this year.
Yeah.
And it's making the whole offense incredibly balanced. Like it's great.
Great.
Yep. And their defense still playing well, like usual. But
yeah, for the most part. They still do some like dumb things every now and then. But
yeah,
I don't know if that's like a coaching thing or not, but
I doubt it's a coaching thing, but
that's true.
I'm sure it's just the
Players having off games.
Yeah.
I mean, they're definitely not a Super Bowl contender, but they're a solid team.
I just don't think the Eagles or Lions want to face them.
So true. I
I think
the Eagles have such a bad record in the playoffs against the Bucks.
And Lions.
I think the Eagles have something this year they didn't have last year.
Oh, the Eagles lost to them this year too.
Yep.
Yeah, but that's when they were down. They're back to where they were.
But I'm just impressed with that team as a whole. Everything's working as like one big piece of a puzzle.
Yeah, when they're on, they're a fun team to watch. But they've again, this is a lot to do with injuries, but they've had some off games where it makes me suspect of them. But
yeah,
when they're on, they're fun to watch.
Fair, yeah,
totally fair.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see.
All right, let's do number 8, the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
Go off, King.
Go off, King. Yeah, my short king.
I mean,
that's fucked up. You just called him out like that. They didn't.
No, I accept. I accept that I'm short. It's okay. Being an inch smaller than you, it's okay. It's all right. But yeah, I don't know, man. George Pickens being out really has shown a lot. They just look crippled without him. Mike Williams isn't doing anything at all. I mean, I just don't get it. He just isn't.
I could have guessed that.
I would at least expect him to take Van Jefferson's role, though. Get him off.
Yeah, I mean, I think Van Jefferson's the better wide receiver at this point.
Yeah,
and I have not been happy with him either. And I mean, we saw it a lot in the Eagles game that like they'll double up on Freiermuth a lot of the times, and it's just like he's not going to do anything if he's doubled. Like we just got to be honest about it. I mean, it's rough. but I do think the run game is still decent. Yeah, they really need Pickens back. Pretty bad.
Sir. Yeah, they look like a completely different team without Pickens.
They do. And man, the penalties this year have been rough. Absolutely rough. A lot of dumb mistakes that I'm not used to.
I was gonna say, what is this like a discipline issue with you guys, or
I think certain players. Yeah, I mean, like even in the game this week, like Broderick Jones was getting in on the fight, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like Calvin Austin just running in there, getting in on the fight. It's like, guys, you're killing the team. I can ignore it when you're a solid contributor, but when you're barely a starter, I just don't want to see that.
yeah,
No, and
it's just hard to gain any kind of consistency on offense or defense when you're just giving up free yards like that.
I mean, I think Russ is playing good, but I just don't see him as the future. I mean, how are you feeling about them after you saw them play against the Eagles this week?
Well, to the point Russell said, I don't think he was brought to the Steelers as a future proof option. I mean, it was a QB to come in there and play a couple years and see what he can do. You need weapons, like you've been saying all year. Without George Pickens there, that offense is rough. And it was a bad matchup with the Eagles this past week.
Oh, I mean, they're a great team. I mean,
yeah, and
no
their
question.
their defense is playing lights out right now. So it's a tough matchup, especially when your top weapon's out. So I don't know. I still think they're a good team, and obviously when George Pickens come back, they're gonna be a lot better. But
I mean, at this point, I'm not even thinking like keeping Deontay would have fixed this problem. I think this is they really need to find another solid guy.
yeah, definitely.
And it makes sense now why they were so aggressive to get Ayuk.
Yeah.
I understand.
Obviously, they're in the playoffs, but looking at the schedule ahead here, like I don't think they can beat the Bills or the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to beat the Ravens in the playoffs. I mean, I think they can beat the others, but I mean, what does it mean if you only get the first round? And I'm not even trying to be negative, but it's like just the way they're schemed up, they're not beating the Bills. They're not going to outscore the Bills or the Chiefs. It's never going to happen. We've seen this time and time again. So they're good. They're way better than I expected this year. If you told me that at this point in the year they were going to be first in their division, I would have said you're crazy. I was terrified coming into this year.
Yeah.
I thought all three teams were going to be solid. The Browns and Bengals shocked me, but yeah, it was rough.
What do you think of their defense, the Steelers' defense? Are you so happy with them?
I think the secondary is a problem. I think Elliott being out last week really showed how important he is to that defense. But I think Porter's regressing. And I really do like Dante Jackson, but he gets hurt about half the games he's in. I do like him a lot. But he does make some risky moves. And Cameron Sutton is a shell of what he was.
Yeah, definitely. It was weird. Yeah, it was weird with Deshaun Elliott out, them putting Fitzpatrick in the different positions. That like I'm like, why even like try that?
But well, KZ, he's not a box guy. I mean, you saw what happened when he went against Saquon.
Yeah,
I was like, no, not my boy.
Yeah,
and I love KZ, like I do, but I just think if they could just get one decent wide receiver, they could be so much further ahead. But
yeah,
it's really crippling them.
Yeah, they definitely tried to this year, but definitely didn't work out. And probably long term, it's better that they didn't get the guys that you guys were aiming for. So,
I mean, I'm just nervous because the more I've looked at this draft class early, I don't like the wide receiver prospects. There's not many. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
Based on what I've seen so far.
T. Higgins and free agency. Oh, yeah.
I would, I would be over the moon. I think that's the move. I think he's the clear choice.
That's how see that moose. I set it up for disappointment.
I'd really like to see a speed guy.
Yeah,
To
I
be
think that's what
honest,
you really need.
something to combat what Pickens does would be really nice.
Yeah,
To
exactly.
have that versatility would be awesome. But I mean, I'm pretty sure they're going to re-sign Russell Wilson. It seems like the obvious Steelers move. It's like I'm stuck with him for a few more years.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be too upset about it either. I mean, he's playing pretty well, especially with how bad he was playing last year and the year before. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about it.
I don't know if he was playing that bad the last few years. I mean, he really went on some runs last year, but I just don't think he's going. I don't think he gets us over the edge. Where I'd rather take the risk with Fields and try to develop him for a season and really see what he can do. Because I think the worst thing that could happen is you find out he's just not it, and then we can get somebody early in the draft 2 years from now. I think that risk is worth taking. Like all these teams at the top have taken those risks. The Chiefs took that risk. The Bills took that risk. The Texans took that risk.
What I think you really need to do is just have Mike Tomlin take a year off. Because you could have a toddler be the QB back there, and you guys would still be like 9-8.
He can't help himself.
Exactly.
Just wants to win.
So I'm just saying. I think.
I mean, we did it with Doug Hodges.
Here, Tomlin. Just take a year off. Take an extended leave. Just.
No, then he won't want to come back.
No, he'll miss it too much. He will miss it too much. If he wanted to leave, he could have left already.
I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if somehow he got some type of commissioner role when he retires. I feel like he's just destined for something like that. There'll be something for him after he retires.
Yeah, his line of Tomlinisms you can just get as a calendar every year.
I'd buy it.
Me too.
A great Christmas gift.
It would be. All right, let's move on to our number 17, the Green Bay Packers.
I think this is where we start to have the contenders for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
I feel like they're right on the edge as a contender.
I see him as Go ahead.
Potentially making the NFC Championship, possibly. But they would have to have a huge upset. Or they would.
I think they can do it.
I think they can do it.
Yeah,
I just don't see them as being I think everyone else above them has a. All right, if you want to put them on the very end of the line, the dark horse. We'll put them dark horse.
Yeah, I feel like if it depends on the matchup, because I feel like as I put the Vikings above them, but I feel like if the Packers played the Vikings in the playoffs, I feel like the Packers would win.
I agree.
They have They have the makings of a potential Super Bowl team with they have a solid O-line, great run game, multitude of weapons that they could utilize depending on the matchup of the defense they're playing. The only thing is and the defense is solid. There's Jordan Love just needs to make sure he doesn't have one of those Favre games.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad Favre games, not good Favre games.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're both good and bad all in one. But
yeah.
Still, he just can't have those 3 turnovers for 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also I'll highlight Josh Jacobs. He's playing really fucking well.
Yeah, who would have? Everyone was giving them crap for the Aaron Jones letting him go and signing Josh Jacobs, but I think it suits their offense a little bit more.
Yeah, I didn't. I definitely would have. I definitely don't blame them for it. It would have been perfect if they would have kept both, but I understand why they couldn't.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, you get Josh Jacobs for, knock on wood, a full season when Aaron Jones, you never had any of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he's been falling off. I mean, I love Aaron Jones, but he's not had the best of weeks the last 5-6 weeks.
Yeah, I know he's been battling with an injury though during that time, but
always,
what else is new?
Yeah, exactly.
And with the Vikings O-line taking a hit a couple of times with injuries too, it's not like they've been helping him either.
Yeah,
but yeah, the Packers. Yeah, their O-line, I didn't think, especially their interior, was that good throughout the year, but they've been solid, and especially in the run game, they've been great. So it's like, damn.
Yeah. It's been a Josh Jacobs show, and Jordan Love needs to just not play stupid, and they're a pretty damn good team.
I mean,
Yeah.
how much of it is him and how much of it is the inconsistencies at wide receiver?
There definitely has been inconsistencies at wide receiver, though.
Yeah, but there's been mostly like drops though that it has been, because he's usually on the money.
Yeah.
But his interceptions are usually not because of receivers like in the wrong spot.
I was talking about the drops.
Yeah.
Because there's a decent amount of drops for those wide receivers. But
yeah, they all seem to have that issue. Like it's not even just one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they all seem to get hot and cold. Like all of a sudden Watson's looking pretty decent again, and it's like, where the heck are you coming from? Yeah,
exactly.
Like I almost forgot about you.
Jaden Reed was the hot one, and then all of a sudden, like he just is disappeared these last couple weeks.
Yeah, I still think Romeo Doubs is their best receiver.
But then you worry about his attitude issues.
Yeah, but I feel like since he got benched, I feel like that has been not really an issue as much. But
it just worries me because of how early in his career he's doing it.
Yeah, I agree. If they had like a real star receiver, this team would be crazy.
I agree. I think if they did have that, I would agree with you. I would have agreed with you more readily, Bear, about it.
I think their defense is great too.
I mean, is their best receiver the tight ends? I mean, honestly, like consistently,
even they're like hot and cold too.
Yeah,
and it's really only Tucker Kraft. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like it's not what was his name? Musgrave.
Yeah, Musgrave's been injured though.
True. Oh my god, it sucks. But it's been the Tucker Kraft show at tight end, and he hasn't had his weeks either. He's more of a safety valve for him or a red zone target.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what he was when he got drafted too.
But yeah, I mean, they're at 7 for a reason because they're a damn good team, like you said, Moose. And I mean, they could spoil any of the teams up on this list up higher, but I just think the chances are low.
I mean, look at how well they did without Lovin. I mean, their versatility.
That's true.
Their coach, their coach, like could win Coach of the Year as far as I'm concerned. I mean, that was enough for me.
I would, if like the Lions weren't doing so hot, like I think I would have just given it to him. To be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
It was very impressive how he kept the team together without Love.
Yeah.
And their schedule isn't too bad either. They play Minnesota in 2 weeks, but this week they played the Saints and then they played the Bears the last week. It'd be interesting. Like I said, I would almost put money on it. If they play the Vikings in the playoffs, I feel like the Packers would beat them. But
I would. Right. I would agree with that. All right, let's go to our number 6 team, the Baltimore Ravens. I mean, Lamar just does Lamar things, man.
Yeah, he's so
Jesus Christ.
I just wish they could get some consistency.
That is their biggest issue.
Yes, sir. And Derrick Henry, I feel like, has fallen off a lot since the beginning of the year.
Well, I think they're holding him off for the playoffs, to be honest. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's older. So, I mean...
it wouldn't surprise me with Harbaugh. Sorry.
No, you're right. I was pretty much going to say the same thing as you. Just like, you're trying to think ahead. And obviously, you want to make the playoffs first, but, Derrick Henry's been battling injuries anyway. Not like bad injuries, just getting nicked up here and there, taking more like veteran rest days and stuff, as one does as they get older. But they're trying to rest him. Mm-hmm. But his snap counts hasn't been really dropping that much though. I think teams are also playing him much harder because they know how much of a threat he can be. Like we're gonna make Lamar beat us, and Lamar's like, well, I mean, I can. So
I'm more worried about like if people can stop Mark Andrews, what their next plan is, because like the receivers once again have just not been consistent.
Yeah, Zay's started on fire.
Yeah,
I mean Bateman's been been kind of the favorite target now the last couple weeks.
But even he's been off and on. I mean, definitely has had a good year.
Yeah,
Like the year he definitely needed.
I've never been a Bateman guy, and I have to say I'm quite impressed.
Same
I've
here.
always liked him.
Also, I mean, they also have Isaiah Likely as well. That I feel like it's either Mark Andrews or Isaiah Likely as one of their top targets, at least.
Well, early in the year they didn't have Andrews, so he was really getting a lot of the.
Well, they had Andrews on at least not.
They
The
just
first
weren't
game they did,
targeting.
but yeah.
Well, he was still battling off that. What was it? It was a car accident he was in. I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Honestly, that's the first I'm hearing about that.
He still played week 1 and throughout though. And he didn't play well the first month, but even now it's like they use Likely more in between the 20s. Until they get to the red zone, then it's like Mark Andrews is like, you're unstoppable here. And
yeah, exactly.
He's definitely been getting in the zone for that. And like he's made some incredible catches.
He really has.
Even on his standards.
Going back to the inconsistencies, I feel like no matter what team the Ravens play, I feel like they could always lose.
That's a very fair point.
You know what I mean? Like
they'll play down their competition.
Yeah, they're obviously so fucking good a team, but for some reason I just feel like no matter what, they could always lose.
No, I agree. I mean, when I looked at the Steelers schedule, like, when it first came out, the first game I marked off was like, oh, we're not going to beat them at home.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? How did we do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we do more of that?
Josh Allen wasn't playing out of his mind right now. I mean, I'd put Lamar as MVP again, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, some of the plays he makes, I've never seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just amazing. But then at other times, you're just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, he's got them times. Anything else on the Ravens?
I did see they benched Simpson, their other starting linebacker.
Really?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting.
I thought he was playing pretty good at the beginning of the year. Maybe
and I adored him in the draft process. I was so mad.
I was actually right there with you too. I don't think it's to your level. I think I like Dallin Henley a little bit more that draft, but
him I wasn't a big fan of.
Well, he's playing real good on the Chargers right now.
Be wrong.
He's awesome. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to say you're right or wrong, but I liked Simpson too.
Yeah, I
was kind of surprised.
I mean, I was shocked that he was a 3rd-round pick. Like I really thought very, very high of him. But it's a tough position to develop.
Yeah, and the defense has been hot and cold too.
Absolutely.
Yes. Like I just don't think they can all be hot at the same time. Like this defense, it's like when the offense is cooking, like the defense is like, all right, cool, we don't got to do anything.
I mean, I don't know where you guys are at, but like, I feel like they're the only team if the Bills keep up the way they are that can beat the Bills.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I just think they're the only ones that can match that explosiveness.
Yeah. I just don't know if the Bills defense knows how to stop this type of offense. Like they're good at stopping others, but this type of offense, I think they just don't know.
It's tough to say.
Yeah, it's a really good point.
But
that'd be a really fun game to watch, Bills Ravens.
It would be. Yeah. I think it'd still be a high scoring affair for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just want a playoff this year that's like not killed by ref ball. Can we get that?
No, absolutely not. You could never have that. None of us can have that.
Like, we can have some bad calls. That's fine. But, like, don't kill the game.
Alrighty. Number 5, the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, come on. Who would have thought? They're in the 1 seed contention. Come on.
Yeah.
I still don't understand it, but here we are.
Otter, I mean, you picked this like week 1, didn't you?
Not 5.
Yeah, I know. 5. I know.
Like I was high, but the reason I was that low is because Sam Darnold's just been playing great football. Like I thought the coaching was good enough to overcome his inconsistencies.
And I feel like it definitely has.
Well, I think but I think his play style, like he isn't as inconsistent as he used to be. It's not like
Well, he's not
like
getting
they're
touched
hiding.
as much either.
Yeah, they're not like they're not hiding his faults either. Like he's actually just playing straight up good football.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, sometimes he has the Sam Darnold moments for sure. Like, but
I think also a lot of it is the confidence he has with Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison as his receivers as well.
oh yeah, I mean, wouldn't you?
yeah, that exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's like you can just chuck that shit; they'll catch it.
Yeah, exactly. And TJ Hawkinson since he's came back too.
And I'm sorry, I was shitting on Addison earlier this year. He's good.
yeah, no, he's good.
Well, I mean, it was pretty fair based on the reports that were coming out.
Yeah, but I mean that boy can ball.
Oh yeah.
Defensively, I mean,
I don't get it.
There's still their style of defenses. You don't have like stars and stuff. It all just meshes into one. It's all communication. Like to them, the defense is the star.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So if you're blitzing, you're doing this, and I'm doing this. I'm going to go out into coverage to throw this off. Like they know exactly how to work together. And that's just good coaching and having to bring in the style of players that understand that type of play. Now, the secondary, I still don't think is good.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was about to say that the way to beat this team is to throw the ball because, that no one's running on the Vikings. If they had more DB talent, this defense would be insane. But
I mean, who is their top corner? Is it Gilmore? I can't remember.
Yeah, it is Gilmore
and Shaquille Griffin
and Murphy.
Oh, yeah,
well, Murphy's hurt. Is that why Griffin's in right now?
I think Brian Murphy plays nickel.
Oh, they move him inside. Guess that would make more sense though. He's not really good at outside as good much, but
yeah, I think Gilmore was injured for a little bit.
That's probably who Shaq was taking over.
Yeah,
and give Shaq some love. He's played a couple good games.
I still can't believe on paper how good this team has played.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of half the reason I'm like they're stuck at 5 or 6 for me. Like they're never getting any higher than that, even though their record is like amazing.
I mean, it makes me cringe putting them there. Like, but they've done it. They've earned it. Like it's not like they haven't earned it.
Right.
They also haven't had like a crazy hard schedule either, other than their own division, obviously.
And they keep getting so close in games. It's insane how close they've gotten this year.
Yeah, it really has. They've had like similar things like in years past too, or like I think even that one Kirk Cousins year when they went to the playoffs, they were like 9-1 in one score games that year too.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Giants. But so I mean, it does take a talent to close out close games though. Like,
yeah, definitely.
Like Eberflus was the opposite. Like he knew how to lose them. Well, I mean, this head coach knows how to do it.
Look, he taught him how to slide. He did his job.
The last 2 games are Seattle, Green Bay, and Detroit, so not really an easy ending of the schedule.
All playoff teams.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully.
I thought I was delusional. No, I'm kidding.
That's funny. Anything else on the Vikings?
I don't know if I see them as a contender.
Yeah.
So you have the Packers higher then? Yes, you do. Actually, you straight up do. Never mind.
Yes, easily. And I know I'm just hating on them, but it's just I'm just not buying it.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point because I don't think I see them beating the Eagles, obviously the Lions, the Packers. And Commanders. It would be. I feel like it would be a close game, but
I mean, who's the best team they've beaten this year?
That's what I was getting at earlier. They really. I mean, they beat Houston week 3, but that was week 3.
Well, I mean, the Colts almost beat Houston.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, they lost to the Rams. They lost to Detroit. Those are the 2 losses. Other than that,
they didn't really. I mean, they beat the Packers, but that's a divisional game, so it's hard to really say.
Yeah, and it was a close game too.
Yeah, but you can't really help your schedule. But I agree with you. Like they're not in the next tier. Like this is the tier right now.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of these teams above them are true Super Bowl contenders.
Yeah, exactly.
So, speaking of, let's move on to number 4, the Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, it's looking like another year where
Talk about
they're
winning
going to
close
be there.
games out of their ass.
Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ.
But they're winning. That's all that matters.
It does. And it makes me
Mm.
mad. Like, just the way they win is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, blocked field goals, like a doink field goal going in with games. Like, you're like, how does this even happen?
Yeah.
Deal with the devil type shit.
I don't know how they're doing it.
And and this what scares me. Like they're just messing around right now during this regular season, and then are they just gonna pop off during the playoffs and just wreck house?
I feel like they will.
I mean,
Like-
Worthy's getting better and better.
Yeah, he is. He's
Mhm.
learning from his mistakes rather quickly.
Is Hollywood Brown come back? Like,
Yes,
what's going on?
he's activated.
Oh, is he?
He actually practiced full this week.
Oh shit!
So he might even play.
Scary.
That is scary. We'll see.
You can finally
And-
take Juju off the field.
Hey,
yeah, pretty much.
Nah, fuck that guy.
be nice.
Nah,
He's
he's
still got a TikTok career.
There we go.
Rode the coattails of Antonio Brown to get a paycheck.
I'm not gonna
I-
lie. When he was like, "Oh, I'll be the number one now," and I'm like thinking to myself, "Oh, no, no."
Calm down, little bro.
I'm like, I don't even want to hate you, but like, you're doing this to yourself, bud.
Yeah.
And for a millisecond, I let myself believe it. I'm like, yeah, he's got this. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. There's a time where his defense was looking like there's some chinks in the armor, and then a couple weeks later they just look great again.
Yeah, it's coaching.
It's wild. And then
Yeah. Spags.
yeah,
Bad.
he's amazing.
And
He's
we just know like the fact that we just put him at number 4 just means they're going to win the Super Bowl. Like
Yeah, exactly.
they're not dead until like they lose the playoff
They-
game.
Yeah, and the only reason I actually have them exactly at 4 on mine, and the only reason is because the other ones are just hot right now. You know.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
I mean,
Totally.
my ranking definitely had Mahomes with an injury in play.
Yeah, there's that too.
It's
Luckily,
just not
not-
that big of a deal.
Carson Wentz could do the funniest thing and come in for Patrick Mahomes
And then
win the
just
Super
like win
Bowl.
the
Oh
Super
my
Bowl.
God.
Yeah, it could be the funniest thing. I would cry. I would cry, but in sadness. But
Yeah, Andy Reid was like, "Yeah, I think he could be a real starter on another team. I think he deserves it." And then everyone's like, "Well, then just start him. Why not
yeah,
doing it? Give Mahomes some rest, then."
yeah.
I'm just
Starter
No.
Brewski.
stop it. I don't need to hear that shit
So-
anymore.
I hate it. I hate it so.
I hate
much.
that commercial too.
I know. I despise it with a passion.
Yeah, I don't know. They're just such a good, like you said, the coaching is like so good.
Yeah.
The consistency is like they're gonna even though they aren't playing as well, everything is all the main pieces are so consistent that they're gonna be in every game and basically be on the winning side like 9 times out of 10.
How are
I
you
feel
feeling
like-
about Pacheco?
I've never been a huge Pacheco guy in general,
Really?
but yeah, I like him. I just think he's a little overhyped, but
I mean, I thought
Yeah.
the same thing, but
Yeah, I think he's just what the Chiefs need. You know, just like the short yardage guy that runs hard and does his
Yeah.
thing. You know, he's not
utilize
gonna,
that interior O line to its
Yeah.
full extent.
Yeah,
That way,
he's
you're
not-
not using those tackles. I will say this: the 2 tackles are a problem. Like they had to
one of
put
them's rookie.
they put Joe Tooney at left tackle now.
Oh, did they?
Yep,
Oh, I missed that.
he's on left. He's playing left tackle for them right now because that's how bad their tackle situation is. And he's okay, but he's not a tackle. So
No.
that's kind of like half the reason I feel like Mahomes got hurt and isn't playing as well.
yeah,
Like it's kind of gives me the vibes of their Super Bowl game against the Bucks, like back at that team. when the tackles were just terrible.
Yeah.
Look, let's just be happy they have a weakness.
I feel like it's riddled. Their offense is riddled with weaknesses, but
Yeah. I was gonna say before, I think if Rashee Rice was healthy the whole season, I feel like they'd be a lot better.
they'd be 1 or 2. Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Anything else on the Chiefs?
No.
All right, then our number 3 team, and it's sad to say that they are the number 3 team right now, but it's the Detroit Lions.
Yeah.
They are their defense. I won't even be surprised if they start dropping. Just how bad their defense is playing. Like I thought it was going to be bad after Aiden Hutchinson got hurt, and they proved me dead wrong.
Yeah.
But I think this is too much to overcome.
Yeah, it's just the whole team is just riddled with so many injuries.
I mean, they've given it all they got. I mean, it's
Yeah, I mean, even the O-line's not even playing that well.
Yeah.
Compared to usual anyway. Like
Montgomery out for the year. Oh my god.
actually,
No,
he
they're
got a
saying
third
like-
opinion.
Yeah.
They think he might come back for the playoffs.
Really?
Yep.
That's good news.
Who would like? That's like the first time I've ever seen like a third opinion actually work out.
Yeah.
Like was
Like
the
$30 with that or something.
was like the first one like a Packers fan, and then the second one had like I don't know.
Vikings fan.
Yeah,
There you
or
go,
gives it his fantasy team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're an amazing team. It's just there's so many injuries. It's insane.
Yeah, I just don't know how. Like, I mean, we just saw it last week with the Bills, and then against obviously we know the Eagles are up here too.
Mhm.
Like, how do they keep up?
Yeah, exactly.
Consistently with those defense. Well, the Eagles defense and the Bills, like with Josh Allen playing the way he's playing. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
I just
keep
don't
up
see
with
it
the
happening.
shootout. Yeah.
Can they do it? Hell yeah, they can.
Mhm.
They sure as hell can. But
I just
Yeah.
hate seeing him do it without Hutchinson. Feels dirty.
hey, I mean, if they make the Super Bowl, he said he'd be back for that.
No way.
Yep,
Wouldn't that be special?
that would be. I mean, I'd root for it.
Yeah,
I would-
definitely.
Oh, I'm rooting for him. There's no question there.
I'll root for him for as much as the NFC Championship, but
Yeah, it all depends on who's playing in that game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just demoralizing because it's like it felt like a dream season for them
Yeah, exactly.
and a season they totally deserved.
Yeah.
So, and it's like even I'm talking like it's over. Like it's
Yeah.
not over, but
It'll be tough to
It's just
overcome.
tough to think, that they can
Yeah.
do it without him.
Mhm.
yeah.
Then their last 2 games are Chicago, the Niners, and Minnesota. And the Minnesota game might not even matter.
Yeah, they have to lose 2 of the next 3 games. Well, they have to lose one of the games and then lose to the Vikings for the Vikings to take their spot.
Yeah.
With the Vikings winning out.
Which, I don't see them losing against Chicago or San Fran, but
Yeah, I don't either, but crazier shit has happened. I mean, then
yeah, exactly.
if their defense is as bad as it is with like if they're injured to the point where they're like a Bengals defense, like
Yeah.
what do you do at that point?
I mean, how many
And with-
linebackers are they down right now?
2.
Yeah. It's their D line. No, it's their D line that's like completely decimated.
Yeah, Ali McNeil's out for the year. Carlton Davis is out for the year.
That was a huge blow too.
That one was crazy because that was a
They need
broken
him.
jaw. I've never even heard of that.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
his was a broken jaw.
Yeah. How was Rakestraw playing before he got injured?
Okay.
He's all right.
I think
As
that's
a-
pretty good.
He's played like a solid backup right now.
I mean, he's a rookie. He's got time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll have to see because I think I'm curious. Like these next 3 weeks will be curious because of with the run game.
Yeah.
If how is Gibbs or whoever's the backup's going to be, which I probably could have checked.
Craig Reynolds.
Gross. But
Town.
God damn it.
Where's that?
They if their run game doesn't take a dip at all, then I think they'll be fine. But I think having David Montgomery as their like workhorse guy like the Thunder and Lightning, Sonic and Knuckles kind of style, you know.
Well, I'm tired of hearing Sonic Knuckles.
I kind of like it, but
yeah, no, I like it. It's just shoved down my throat.
Look, you guys had that stupid Batman thing. Okay, let them have their thing.
that's fair.
I wasn't a big fan of that either.
Well, you had your
one
dumb
too.
thing. Let them have their dumb thing.
Why
They've
are you
waited a
attacking
long
me right
time
now?
for their dumb thing.
Why are you
David,
attacking me right now?
all I'm trying to say is,
Why are you
how does the run
attacking
game
them?
look without David Montgomery? How does it look without him? So,
yeah,
because I think the defense is going to need some ball control offense to be viable.
yeah,
Lower the amount of possessions and then give the defense as much rest as possible. Even that might not even matter, but we'll see. I mean, they have two safeties. Those two safeties could change a game in one play by themselves, but
I also, maybe I'm wrong about this, but aren't they like one of the most penalized defenses?
I think so. Well, it's all because of half of them are Terry Arnold, to be honest.
Yeah.
So
No, I mean he's right. I mean,
yeah, I know. I laugh because earlier I brought this up and you guys played it down and I was like, yeah, okay, whatever.
I don't listen to you anymore.
But yeah.
All you do is talk mean about Knuckle.
I love the actual players. I just don't like the nicknames.
Like I said, you got your dumb thing, they get theirs. Everybody gets one. I had the killer bees, and it didn't go so hot.
That was pretty gross too.
Yeah.
We still got one. We still got Boswell.
All right, let's move on to number 2, the Buffalo Bills.
Wow.
Fireman.
I mean, look, they're right there with the number 1 team, which we can guess. But I mean, it's like on one hand, which we all know is the Eagles. On one hand, the Eagles have way more talent as a whole team.
Yeah.
But the Buffalo Bills have Josh freaking Allen.
Yeah, and he's just playing so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good he's playing.
I just didn't think it was sustainable. That's why I was like so hesitant to put him. Like, this is the first time I've had him in the top 10.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen this before, but like he's always making mistakes when he's doing it. Now he's pretty much fixed all that.
Yeah.
It is crazy to watch him play. He's unstoppable right now. Like the only person who's stopping is obviously himself. Like occasionally he'll have those games where he's like he's only had 2 games this year where he's like 10 for 30 for no reason.
Yeah.
But when the game, like when he's playing a real good team, he's unstoppable.
Yeah.
Like he just plays up to the moment.
Is Kincaid back?
Kincaid is back.
Yep.
And he's had some good catches last week too.
And I know Coleman's back as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
So they're getting healthier too on the offense. James Cook has been hot or cold recently, but
yeah, well, I feel like it's because they've just been shootouts.
That's
past,
true.
like couple.
But he's like, for me, it was like, if you're in a shootout, don't you want to like run the ball or give it to James Cook more?
Oh no, I want Josh Allen to throw it.
I guess that's fair. Yeah. What do I fucking know? I mean, the only reason they're this high is because Josh Allen. That's
definitely. Yeah, they just look unstoppable right now.
Like he's the bona fide MVP, right?
Yeah,
easily.
So.
Yeah, it's his to lose.
Yeah,
and the only thing, like, I was impressed with how their defense was playing earlier in the year. I'm worried about these 2 shootout situations. Like, I'm hoping this isn't indicative of things to come. I mean, they kind of forced the Lions to pull out all the stops because of how good their offense has been. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, their defensive line looked really good against the Lions O line, which surprised the hell out of me.
The only thing that, sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, the 2 shootouts. I mean, they were against the Rams offense and the Detroit offense. So
yeah,
I mean, the 2 of the better offenses in the league.
There's a chance they're going to be. Well, they're not going to see them in the playoffs, but
yeah,
potentially not both of them anyway. But
the Rams game still kind of sticks with me. I need to know what made that game tick. Like you would think they would beat them easily. They still found a way to beat the Bills.
Yeah, I think that was more the Rams though and Stafford.
Yeah, Stafford had I honestly don't even think the coverage in that game was bad. Like I don't even think the defense was playing awful.
Yeah.
Just Stafford was playing like at his highest degree of play,
Same with Puka.
and Puka too.
Yeah,
Puka,
Puka was insane that game.
yeah. Like sometimes you just can't stop it. Like
Yeah.
you can, like the only like you know what these announcers will say or whatever is like, oh, the only thing to stop perfect coverage is the perfect pass, blah blah blah. But something like in Stafford's case, it was pretty much true like 10 times.
Yeah.
Man, you said that in like a perfect voice. It's almost like you're like picking somebody specifically out.
It was hard to say the Bills were defense was truly bad that game when Matt Stafford was playing out of his mind like that, and then they made 2 critical stops at the beginning of the game that put the Lions down 14-0. That forced them to pull out all their stops for an offense shootout. So we'll see how that goes in the playoffs. I think they could beat. I think they would beat any team except for maybe the Ravens would be the one I'd be scared of.
Yeah.
For them.
I really think the Ravens are the only one that can match up.
Yeah. 2 MVP level QBs going at it with solid defensive and cultural coaching. But anything else on the Bills?
Yeah.
So I don't think so.
All right. Well, our other Moose King, you can talk about your boys over in the Eagles.
Thank God for Saquon.
Oh yeah,
Must be nice.
dude, the gem.
Yeah, they I guess this week they did the whole thing where they were passing more because everyone was complaining about it and all that shit. So they proved that they could throw the ball or whatever. But like I think if we didn't have Saquon and the threat of the run game, I would be kind of scared of what this team would look like offensively, at least.
I was gonna say because like it seemed like the Steelers were selling out to stop Saquon.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Absolutely.
saying. Yeah. That's what I'm getting at. Is like if we didn't have Saquon and that threat, I feel like this offense would not be very good. But
Fair.
yeah, but it's this whole team is Saquon and the defense. The defense is playing so fucking good, and I'm impressed because they're like also like the youngest defense or something like that, like age wise. Yeah, they're just playing fucking really well.
They sure are, man.
Yeah,
Like that. I think you have all the offensive pieces that haven't really changed that much, other than Saquon.
Yeah,
and some O-line pieces that got shuffled around, but god damn, that defense turned its head so well.
Yeah, because that was a big worry point in the beginning of the season because they were not playing very well. And
even like 4 or 5 weeks in, people were complaining about being soft and stuff. And
yeah, exactly.
now they're like, it's hard to run on them. Jalen Carter's being held like every play.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a monster.
Yeah, he's so fucking good. It's crazy seeing him just like throw offensive linemen just like one hand. It's crazy.
Splitting 2 guys in like half a second.
Yeah, he's so fucking dominant. It's crazy.
And like it doubled that with like how good the coverage is on the back end. Like
Quinyon Mitchell, man, he can cover anybody.
Yeah, it's still clear like Slay's still the one, but they would rather target Slay though than Quinyon. It feels like.
Yeah, I'm not. I feel like Slay has had a good game like the past 2 games, but before then, I mean, like he was struggling a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He like I said, he had a good game. I wouldn't say great game. He had a good game the past like 2 weeks, but it almost like when he gets injured, I'm like, yeah, I get to see Isaiah Rodgers or Kelly Ringo or whatever. Like, I don't know. His age is definitely getting to him. He's definitely lost a step. He's still good, but he's obviously not as good as he was.
Right.
Also, every time Avonte Maddox was on the field, I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one guy I've never been a big fan of.
He was good. I don't know what I guess the injuries caught up to him or whatever, but
yeah, he's absolutely cooked now.
Yeah, and especially when we have Coop, like I don't understand why Maddox is on the field, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't. If Verse wasn't playing as well as he was, I would give the defensive rookie of the year to Quinyon Mitchell. He's just been Like no other rookie corner has given less yards than he has.
Yeah, he's a lockdown man.
I thought he was going to be a lockdown corner eventually.
Yeah, same. I did not. I
Not
fully did not expect him
now.
to be this good.
The fuck.
Yeah, and he's been doing it all year too, like from the beginning.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I was definitely a skeptic at first because of the competition he played against, but he definitely is coming to the role really well.
And Zach Bond also, shout out to him.
Oh,
he's
I
fucking
love
awesome.
him.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
fucking
God.
awesome.
Love that guy.
And the Kobe Demas stepped up as well.
You can like Dean's kind of been like the leader kind of guy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
when
pretty
Carter
sure
was
he's the one that calls plays.
so he calls plays. When Carter did that one penalty last week for no reason during the punt, he went up to him and like talked him out of it and like
Oh yeah.
like I was like, oh okay, well like he's like the first guy in every situation to be there and talk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Dean is stepping up, especially in the beginning there. Like he had the same issues with his tackling and all, but he's definitely stepped up. So I can't talk about the defense is fucking great. I love watching them.
Yeah, I've been loving watching the Eagles this year. Been a joy. It's frustrating sometimes, but a joy.
Yeah, like I said, thank God for Saquon.
I think the biggest thing for me will be Jalen Hurts.
Yep.
In the playoffs.
Yep.
That's my question mark. And you know how much of a Jalen Hurts guy I've always been.
Yeah. He's starting to worry me.
Yeah, his growth is looking capped a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. And that's worrying.
But he always seems to play hardest and best in like tough games.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like, he definitely has a clutch factor and all that. Yeah. But like you said, his talent wise, it might be capped out. So that's worrying.
Yeah. But I mean, with the stars you got at the receiver position, I mean, it's you got enough to make it work.
Yeah, definitely. He's in a great position.
Yeah, I'm just excited to see how the year ends out. It's gonna be fun. I think what we should do at the end of the year, after all this, instead of doing a power rankings, we'll just go through it and just see where we're right and wrong throughout the year.
Yeah,
like what our
pre like an overview.
Yeah, just do an overview because like at that point, like the power rankings. So we'll just do it in the order of like the draft order, and then the seeds, I guess, for the playoffs. So
yeah, sounds good to me.
Because there's definitely a lot on each of ours, and since I have it all mapped out, what you guys your guys' power rankings, maybe I can make like charts for all your teams' power rankings or something if I have the time.
I don't even know if I want to see it.
Well, we'll do the cumulative one too, just to see how they go up and down throughout the year. But
yeah,
it'll be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I think that about wraps it up. Thanks everyone for listening. We've been it's been a long season for all of us. And it's fun to see how everything kind of been panning out and us just talking ball. But if you have any disagreements with what we said, and I mean, totally fair. But
you're wrong if you disagree.
Exactly.
So true.
Oh, we're always right, guys. Just remember that. Together, we're always right. Individually, we're always wrong. All right. Thanks again for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.